Need the Twitch link.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome here with us at Ages Past. I am AJ, and of course, I have my familiar cast with me as they are taking on the role of their players tonight as we come back into our high-strung adventure. Hopefully we'll not have too many deaths linger too long to the party. If you missed out what happened last week, please be sure to check out our YouTube or here on Twitch to be sure to see the epic battle that occurred with the White Dragon and the 5 adventurers. With a few ups and downs, but yeah, it's a pretty thrilling fight. I think I liked it a lot. I hope they liked it a lot too, despite the torture that they might have gone through. Yeah? No?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
It was a good fight.
Yeah,
It is part of the name, Dungeons and Dragons.
It was
we
a
got half of that.
It was a punishing fight.
But yes, of course, all these amazing things you can see on this channel on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, which are This Ages Past and Hoda Seasons 1 and 2 at 6:30 p.m. And of course, we've got an inspiration for Smokey right off the bat.
Nice.
Because, of course, that is what we're getting into. As you guys are watching us on any of those days, you are accumulating these total tabletop points. These can be used, as you just saw right now, to influence the game by purchasing Inspiration. Another one, Inspiration for Verlindra, so that they can be able to use these to re-roll any of their d20s for those ability checks, attack throws, or saving throws. So be sure to give generously if you can, and they will need it as we have these dire moments continue to come throughout the night. Now, with those little bits put... Oh, another one for Rook. Oh my gosh, we're just going to get everybody filled up today, aren't we?
I think
that's everyone.
I think Victor already has one.
He does, yeah. Varkesh and Victor still have theirs, so we are full. So I'll have to use them and make sure someone else gives you more later down the line. But with all that out of the way, let's do a quick little recap for what happened last week. So, you all had made your way up to the mountains in the north, befriending a sect of frost giants that seemed to have a very different kind of culture, a bit more militaristic and rigid in doctrine, but they were friendly to you due to some reputation that preceded you with Best Blue. Now, of course, with their hospitality offered, you were able to make your way up to a lodge to spend the night and recover, as well as plan for what perhaps could be your fight for a white dragon's essence. Now, having some information given and a bit of the lay of the land told, you made a plan to go and fly up to the lair to avoid the traps that were laid across the frozen lake and make your way up to a little vent in the side of its glacial fortress. As you made your way up and landed, depositing the party members, you stepped forward into its lair and did battle with it, trying to be a little sneaky, but it did seem to be aware of your presence as you got too close. As the battle ensued, many of you had to deal with the frigid cold air as frost crystals would come up from the ground, covering the field, blocking out your visions, and even sending up ice walls to prevent your motions. You also saw that there was an interesting effect with its breath, that it was able to vibrate and shatter its layer around it, causing the ground to become hazardous spikes that you all felt not only shake you to the core, but pierce your skin.
Shit was crazy, yo.
Sadly, many of you did succumb to this deadly force, falling multiple times and being brought back up from the brink. Fortunately, you were all able to be successful enough to slay the beast with a taunting gesture of claiming the lair with some urination by Varkesh in the north, allowing you a small amount of respite, as well as an opportunity for Smokey to send out some fireballs, Victor to get a few punches in, and for Varkesh to finish off with a firestorm. Now, as the creature lay dead up there, you found that your party members were still weak, and one had sadly not come back to you. Rook still remaining unconscious and dead then, actually, on the ground. He is...
both.
I meant to say he's dead, and he's not moving. But at this time, while he was laying there, unable to be roused to consciousness, because of course he had passed, Varkesh quickly remembered that he had to implant the absorption rod into the dragon in some fashion in order to absorb its essence. Of course, as you had done so and allowed yourself to impale his eye socket with this rod, a sudden surge of explosion came out from around it and seemed to engulf Varkesh. Now, this swirling motion that seemed to completely block the vision of your ally, it seemed to just leave an echoing, resonant boom throughout the chamber, and you can see that though your allies stare out in surprise, they just see a torrent of this energy, this magical arcanum that is flowing in a hurricane-like eye spiral. That's all they see, but Varkesh, for you, there's a bit more to it. But at the moment, all you can tell as we return to the scene is there was a mighty boom.
Boom. So great.
But for Varkesh,
I wanted to heal Rook first before I get killed.
you are inside this torrent. But to you, the torrent doesn't hurt. It almost seems to empower. And you feel something. And you hear something. A faint voice. Soft but familiar. You recognize your God. His whispers seem to seep inside you, and you feel his presence embed not only his message, but his blessing. As the sudden explosion subsides, Varkesh remains standing there, a rod in his hand of glowing white, almost too bright to stare at directly, as you can see it begin to slowly die down, as the energies just keep it in this perpetuant glow. Varkesh is standing, he seems fine, but he looks a little puzzled and confused, as a message of divine prophecy has been given to him. And Varkesh, I have sent you it. Yeah, I'm sending to you right now. You now have it being sent.
Okay, just gonna look around for a little bit, hella confused, and then I'm gonna go, the bird, and just run towards Rook and cast Revivify really quickly.
Okay, let's just, you just run over. You're doing Revivify, not Raise Dead, right?
He's still within the minute mark, right? Because this will happen after...
Make a medicine check.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I'm a cleric. I should be good at this.
Clerics are never good at medicine.
19. That's
19.
not that bad.
If you maybe cast it in the next few seconds, you might be able to get him. Okay. Just at the last few seconds,
shove the diamond down his beak. He's like, live, you fucker, live!
Rook, on at the very last second before the light of the world had left you and a new life began, you get surged back into the material and once more feel the cold air and this painful sensation of being back among the living.
You stupid bird.
I'm just like shaking him. Are you alive? Oh, you are.
No,
okay.
wait. Can we please never do this again? Oh.
We have to do
I
this
got bad news for you.
We have 4 more to go.
No, I don't like this.
And I'm gonna just help Rooks, not stand him up, but help sit him up and let him regain his ice legs again.
Smokey grabs Rook into a giant kitty hug.
No.
Oh, we're doing that. Okay, here we go. I don't know. Yep, no, I'm gonna go join that too. We all hugged before. We're all hugging again.
And the rod. Did you?
Yes.
Did it
harnessed.
Did it work?
Yes. You were out for it, I'm afraid, but some magical stuff happened.
Yeah.
Well, no, as long as it works, it's okay.
How bad does Rook look?
Oh,
1 HP.
very
1
bad.
HP.
So I'm going to use my first level spells just to cure wounds him twice. Not gonna be too great, but it's better than nothing.
Sure,
That's
just
something, yeah.
just to help give him a bit more constitution.
Oh, I mean, fuck it. Yes.
20
That's
points, not bad. So
It is cold in here.
he looks a little better, but it's still
Okay. Well, now that I've done that, I'm going to now read the hopefully not scary life-ending information that Andrew has sent me.
You should read it out loud.
I will read it first. Just
Wait, what? Can we all just take a moment while we're all here and just so Smokey's already hugging Rook, and so am I. So I'm gonna gesture over to Varkesh. Varkesh is here, cure wounds and things, and I'm gonna gesture over to Valindra to bring it in. We all could have died.
That
no,
won't be
stay.
necessary.
You're fine. It's okay. This will help a little bit.
I'm
It's
good.
very cold.
I'm good.
I'm just gonna keep you. Come on. I'm gonna do little cute kitty eyes.
Do Puss in Boots.
I'll come.
You got the times 2, Valindra.
I'll come pat Rook on the shoulder.
There you go.
Smokey tries to grab her and pull her in.
No.
Yes. Can I assist by distracting in some way? With
What
my
is
cute kitty
that? What do
eyes?
I make?
Like grapple.
Oh, it's a grapple,
Oh,
I suppose, if you're
God.
really wanting to just resist a hug.
That definitely sounds like a grapple, yeah.
There we go. It gotta be Nate.
So I do athletics.
Or acrobatics, whichever you prefer.
Yeah.
Well,
either
they're
one.
both the same for me.
Oh, no.
Could be Nate.
Just at the last second, you get pulled in. Oh, man. Just,
Ah.
Oh,
God.
that's amazing.
You're starting strong.
I'm writing down as my
PvP.
first note. I'm writing down group hug as my first note of the night. That's my first
Aw, how cute.
group
Okay, are we done with this now? Can we?
hug.
Yes, not that this is unpleasant. I actually very much so appreciate this, but I kind of need to go get my crossbow. It's hanging from the ceiling over there.
Contested group hug.
Andrew, did you send it? Because I'm not seeing it.
Yes, I did. I did send it to you.
Smokey reluctantly lets Rook go and Valindra, and
Aw.
just hold on to Victor though, because Smokey's like probably shivering at this point. He is not used to cold at all.
Are you cold?
Yeah.
Oh, poor baby.
I mean, can't we make some sort of fire in here? I mean, it's not going to go anywhere, but perhaps we could try to warm it up a bit.
And burn what?
I don't know. Do we have anything? I don't know. Do we have anything with us that we could try to burn?
I mean, could we open your mansion and go inside that and warm up?
If I rest for an hour.
Oh, okay. Well,
I do still have some torches. It's not ideal, but it's something.
Ooh, are we talking about melting the ice?
no, we're just trying to warm up.
Oh, okay.
As I'm looking over my inventory, all I see is zeros. 0 heal, 0 Zorb element, 0 diamonds. 0... Just we ran through everything. Jesus.
We did.
Woo! Okay, but we're
It was
alive.
meant to be a big fight after all. All right. So the Rook will kind of drop a pair of torches here at his feet, and then, hand them over to whoever wants to grab them, and then he'll go and gather his crossbow from where it's hanging. I think it was actually up over by the dragon corpse, so that's going to be interesting.
Oh shit! This is different.
Smokey will hand a torch to Victor and Valindra, and then he will light his hands on fire with burning hands, and just try to rub them together to keep warm.
I'm gonna keep the torches close to Smokey. So
And while we're doing that, I think Smokey will start ritual casting detect magic, just for searching this place.
yeah, guys, there's like a lot of treasure under the ice here.
DM,
Like a lot of treasure.
Yes.
DM.
Yes.
I can't hear you. I don't know if you're
Can you
saying
hear me?
anything.
Can you hear
There
me?
you go. There you go,
Okay,
there you
I
go.
was like, yes.
Question: can I, as my cantrip of control flames, since Smokey said he's really cold, can I start to kind of just give a 30-second meditation to this and see if I can't control flames for an hour that this thing lasts or whatever, that I can just have it roll around him, just to kind of keep him warm, just like pop it off the torch and just have it just roll around him.
Yeah, I think with your control flames, you're able to definitely take even just the torches that have been lit around by your allies, and you begin to slowly feel the presence of that element around you as you begin to meditate and stretch your senses, each one becoming a force for you to manipulate. Each one can now be affected, doubled in its light and flame, allowing you to feel a warmth become even more present from them as they stand there with almost like a heating lamp that is walking next to each one of them. And you could even
Cool.
change its color if you wished.
I'll change. I'll keep the color the same, but yeah, I'll just try to make it really. We're gonna buff these torches a little bit. Not to burn anyone, but I want to.
So
just really get a little extra heat pumping out of these things.
I now have. Okay, I'm not gonna say what it was that Andrew sent me because I'll not do. So what I'm gonna do is we need to get this gold, or there was gold, right?
Well, there is treasure around you. As you stare at the ice walls underneath you and around you, you can see bits have been scattered into the actual layer, making a somewhat glittering diamond cave filled with what looks to be an assortment of coin and some other things as well. But you'll have to begin searching and looking through the ice, as well as taking time to melt it to gather it.
Right. So I'm gonna take out a few of my ingots. I'm gonna place them on the ground, and we're gonna cast Fabricate, turn them into a giant floor-smothering sheet of steel, and then I'm going to cast heat metal on them with my final spell and continue holding that concentration so that we can constantly, well, I can move it and we'll melt through the ice and gather up gold. Oh, and I've got 5 gallons of lamp oil if anyone wants to do anything fun with that.
That sounds like a great way to cause a very large fire.
Burn
Indeed.
it down.
But we'll definitely need more kindling than just that. That'll burn up way fast.
I mean, Smokey looks combustible. I mean, no, that's fine.
Although, I have to wonder here. There's only so much we'll be able to carry anyway. But perhaps, Smokey, Varkesh, would either of you be able to maybe bring some of those adamantine materials of yours to life again to kind of dig through the ice? We could start making our way through.
I mean,
I can't do that.
I haven't really got anything left as
I could
such.
I could do some fireballs.
Yeah, and I can use a huge amount of heated metal continuously to melt through ice.
I think if we use the two of those in tandem, perhaps even... it'd be fantastic, actually, is if you could heat metal on those beads. That would cut through the ice like nothing.
Well,
Although...
I can't animate the beads.
Yes, however, I think it would be better for us to rest for the night first anyway, truthfully.
Or I can burn this whole place to the ground, and I will pull out of my little satchel a little fire starter thing that I can make as a tinker.
The lighter.
Yeah, just a little lighter.
I
I
hand
will burn
Victor
the
the
whole place
5-gallon
down.
cast of oil and just say, have fun.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the idea of arson, but there's like a lot of gold and stuff down here, and I feel like if we set it on fire, it's just gonna get lost, and I would like to not lose it.
So I
and
should start
have
burning it now, just because this is only such a big flame.
Victor,
I'm gonna hold it down to the ice.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right, just a quick question for the DM. If I made this large sheet of metal and then continuously heated it with heat metal, will that be enough to melt through large amounts of surface area of ice to be able to get to the treasures underneath?
Yeah, with the combined effect of that, you could easily start to cut away basically cubes of ice in a sense, like basically going to the locations and just getting where you want the treasure to be from. It's kind of like you're using like a large, almost like clay ice cutter that comes in and pulls out the segments. You don't have to burn down the whole layer to get the treasure. It's not like it's scattered into like one little coin every 20 feet. It's clumped up in manners, so you can begin to like a process of each one taking a side and working together to really get as much as you want out. I'd say with Varkesh's heat metal net, Smokey casting, how many fireballs you got?
I have 3 fireballs and endless produce flames, and eventually I will have detect magic up to look for the big things.
Okay, do you
I
want
have
to
fiery mace attacks?
true. All right, so do you have you want to use all 3 of your fireballs?
I honestly don't have anything else to cast on them, so yeah, that's fine.
I just didn't know if you didn't want to save your spells for anything else. That's why I was asking.
Nope, I'm okay.
Okay,
You're
all
not
right.
going to save for mention, or what?
That I need to rest to get that slot back.
Okay.
All right, so using your time along with Varkesh's heat metal, your fireballs, and Rook, Valindra, and Victor taking torches that have been enhanced by Victor's control flame, I'll say it'll take you probably, with everyone's effort, about a little bit over an hour. But you will be able to get everything.
Not bad.
What'd we get?
All right,
Okay.
good.
Okay.
So-
That's not bad time. Okay.
focusing your
I thought it was
entire
gonna be-
effort.
I thought it was gonna be a little longer.
No, it's now closing into midday, because when you arrived it was about maybe early afternoon, so now it's about a little past midday. So
After we feel like we kind of confiscated everything, I'm gonna go on my little fire starter. Put it away.
okay,
You're welcome.
every little bit counts. So
That's right.
as the party has worked together to get the correct pieces, you were able to find that a majority of them were scattered in different ways, some in like old broken chests that were exploded apart and allowed them to kind of fire burst in a way, sometimes a few pieces here and there that might have just been scattered along, and a few that might have just been possessions from other previous adventures, as you see remnants of maybe cloth and bone and other pieces that might have held them together being destroyed or eaten. You can see what appears to be a total value in wealth of 17,000 gold pieces.
Holy shit.
1,800 platinum pieces.
Holy shit.
You were also able to discover Smokey. By the way, were you casting your detect magic ritual?
I am. And guys, I'm writing this all down too, by the way.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you.
So if you did you cast that before the fireballs?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So with the assist on the fireballs, you would be very careful and delicate to make sure not to maybe destroy anything accidentally. You would notice that there are a few things that are magical, and the 3 things that come up to you are potions of varying sizes and a scroll. You see what appear to be 2 potions of healing, 2 potions of greater healing, a potion of animal friendship, and 1 spell scroll. You cannot read it, sadly. You know it's
Can I
magical,
read it?
but can
Sure.
a warlock read
Yes,
this?
I can.
It's more or less like this is a spell. It's not like it's a language. I'm just
But it says I can read all writing.
yeah, but it's not necessarily writing. It's like arcane glyphs. It's like knowing how to activate something. I'm just checking to see if it's in the warlock spell list.
If nothing else, I will eventually cast Identify after handing it to Victor and Varkash and Valindra.
Because I'm gonna double check real quick. Okay, yep. Varkash is the only one who understands it.
Yay!
Cool.
Varkash.
Wait, why do I? Is
Yeah.
it draconic? Because there's other people here that know draconic.
No.
Cleric list.
It's a cleric spell. It is resistance.
Okay.
It's a cantrip, right?
It is a
Is it a
cantrip.
cantrip?
It is a
Oh,
cantrip.
that's right, yeah.
It seems like this is a cantrip of some kind.
Yeah, the resistance will allow you to touch a willing creature and add a d4 to any saving throw that they will be making.
Where was that earlier?
Well,
It would take your concentration to do it, so you might not have wanted to let that go.
yeah.
Still.
You also found what appears to be, because some of these were scattered, but some you could tell they were from a certain individual, probably a specific person's possessions, that they had collected a few coins, but they also had what appeared to be a satchel broken and torn with hide, but it is filled with rough gemstones. These ones have not been cut. They seem to have almost a raw traded look. Just kind of analyzing them and learning a bit of few just here and there about what this could be. It could be someone who had maybe come out on an excavation of some sorts to try and find locations or see if any locals might be willing to trade these particular rare stones for other things. This looks to have been one of those kind of traders who gathered what they could before trying to leave, but sadly got caught up in a dragon's hunt. You have 3 diamonds worth 1,000 gold each. You also have 1 emerald, transparent, deep, and bright green. You also have 2 black opals, translucent dark green with black molting and golden flecks. And you also have 1 star sapphire, a translucent blue with a white star shaped in the center.
Pretty.
Smoke, you wouldn't know how much these things are worth.
They're each worth around 1,000.
Oh, okay.
But yes. So, with a scattering of gems, varying in kind, but all worth 1,000, you have, I think it was 7 in total?
Yes,
Yep,
yep.
7.
Yep.
Mhm. Yep. So, 7 gems of 1,000 gold, 17,000 gold pieces, and 1,800 platinum pieces.
Is that 7,000 gold in total split between us? If my math's right?
Yes.
35,000 split between, so 7,000 apiece. Yeah.
I'm getting quicker at math.
But yes, that is what you find after spending time to dig through the layer's treasures.
Question. Kind of a double take here, just because one, this is a dragon, and I don't know if anyone's ever tried to fight this thing before, and 2, just because I'm a Kensei monk, I can't help but be a curious cat and look for weapons. Are there any kind of weapons in here? Anything that kind of
No
pique my
weapons.
curiosity?
No weapons, sadly.
Shit.
We should
All right.
skin the dragon.
That's next on the list. Yeah. Is there any? Could perhaps do we want to do anything with this dragon over here? I mean, I kind of want to take a tooth, just for like keepsake or something. But
Its hide could be worth a lot.
or that. Okay.
Paws, eyes, really, pretty much any part of a dragon is very useful.
It would seem that we would want to get anything like that to a buyer as soon as possible, though. Is that something we can transport?
Did we say we are also going to give most of this to the giants? Yes? No? Perhaps?
I don't think we said anything about
No.
giants, but
Mm-mm.
The
Okay,
giants
so
were there to watch, which
F those guys.
I don't know
Okay.
if they are aware this is done yet or not.
Yeah. Well, then I just want to go and try and take a tooth. Just one. I just want one tooth.
Okay, go ahead and make a medicine check.
Okay.
Aiming low.
Sure. I just want a tooth. But like a cool one.
You don't want the cavity tooth?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't want like.
covered in plaque.
He was eating some of that elk. I don't want like elk on my tooth. I just want a cool tooth. Why is it not working?
Oh dear.
Gosh damn it! I don't have any luck points either. Shit.
And you're not a halfling.
No.
You have
oh,
inspiration?
I mean, can I help him? I mean,
Not now, it's a little late.
gosh. No,
Never mind.
No.
I also wanna try to get whatever I can from the dragon
just gonna go
scales,
with it.
teeth,
Okay.
blood, like
All right.
whatever.
I'm just gonna go with it. What kind of shitty tooth?
Alright, so when Victor goes inside, you see him kind of like look to
damn
see
it.
what he can do. He tries to like maybe test a few teeth to see which one might be the most likely to kind of pop out. And he pops out one and he goes, aha! Dragon tooth! Walks away with it.
That's a booger.
With enough perception from the rest of the party, you would all realize it looks more like a splinter of bone from the elk and not a dragon's tooth. It just got stuck in there. And he absolutely pulled out because he thought, oh, easy pull out. Done. So he has a splintered bone.
Varkesh, I have a thought here. Might you be able to turn any of this into weaponry for us?
The teeth or the bones?
Well, either, really. I'd love to have some dragon tooth daggers if that's a thing.
Oh, Valindra,
I
what is
mean-
this medicine check for?
I mean, I don't see why we couldn't. I mean, it's not metal, but sure. I mean, sure. Horns, anything of the such. Ooh, there's a fact. Rook, you're very adept with the switchings of blades and stuff, and Smokey's incredibly smart. I haven't got a bloody clue on how to skin a dragon. Maybe you two could maybe join forces so that we can skin that dragon.
Well, sure, we can definitely have a look, see what we can do. Smokey,
I
do you
will make
think we could,
containers for organs.
I mean, we could do this, although I think we have people who know much better than us, which would be the Etcher dwarves back at our castle. They'd probably know how to break this thing down way better than we could just guess.
That's a
I'm
good
not
thought. How would
stuffing
we
a
get them here,
dragon in my
though?
bag of holding.
Start shoving it in.
Can we teleport it?
I was looking at that actually. It says a willing creature, so I don't know if AJ would allow that. Probably not.
It tells you about goods and things like that in the teleport, but
Oh.
it wouldn't
Yeah,
At
fit.
this point, it's
A
an
little
object, not
closer.
a creature.
I just thought of so much.
Unless-
Just
So, but yes,
Yeah,
Valindra, what
it doesn't fit.
specifically is that medicine check for? What were you looking? Just a general what?
Just anything valuable off the dragon.
You start pulling up maybe like a few spare scales that you just kind of like, hey, this is gonna be fine. Just kind of picking off maybe about 10.
Sweet, I have 10 dragon scales. I can now go to Dragonland.
Oh yeah, well I have a
Yeah.
dragon tooth, so well whatever for your scales. Look, and I hold it up.
Yep, that is
Big.
100% a dragon tooth. Victor, good job.
It's big and shiny. I'm going to make necklace out of this.
Victor,
You should.
Victor, teeth don't have bone marrow.
I don't understand your point, and I'm going to continue to make a necklace out of this. I don't-
He's really happy right now. Let's
Yep,
just
yep.
have this.
Just
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, basically, I can't move this. I'll only do the teleportation circle super quick. I don't think that'll work either, though. No, because they have to, unless we push it through.
That might be a little difficult.
Well, we can just.
Well, we do have a number of giants waiting for us outside. They may be able to be convinced to push it through for us.
They could.
That's actually the
Do you want me to go?
gems.
Do you want me to go get them? I mean, I can go like weren't they supposed to be watching us or something?
True.
Yeah, they
Oh,
said they were-
remember, they won't talk to you. Only Varkesh.
I can't
Oh.
fly.
I think they're trying to talk to all of us.
Mm.
Who
I
knows?
think maybe if Varkesh wrote a message, although let me speak giant. You speak giant, Varkesh. You could write a message in giant, and Victor could deliver it, and that should work. I think.
Speedy cat delivery.
I will certainly give it a shot. Quick question about the gems you found, Smokey.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's kind of unusual that you randomly find a desiccated leather sack in a dragon cave and there's some rough gems. I kind of remember looking around the environment that we are in, and I can't imagine there's many civilizations around here that deal in precious rocks.
I mean, I could identify them if you want.
I'm just kind of meaning where they might be from. If there was a trader here in this desolate wasteland, maybe they traded with the giants. Maybe the giants have more.
I mean, maybe. And he holds up, like, how big are we talking? Like golf ball size or like smaller as far as gems?
They all vary a little bit in terms of their size. The opals are the largest of them. The sapphire is the smallest in comparison to those, and the diamonds would there be around the same size as the sapphires, maybe about you'd assume no bigger than the knuckle part of your thumb.
Okay. I mean, these are really small for giants to handle. That'd be like me holding like a speck of sand.
True.
We could ask. I mean, if we're gonna,
Where's
you can
our-
put that in your letter.
Yes. Anyone got any writing material?
I do, actually. The non-magical sort, so you don't need to worry about wasting our fancy inks.
God forbid
do-
I waste fancy inks.
And I will pass over my inkwell, ink pen, and
Is it frozen?
paper.
I'll use mild produce flame under the ink to keep it liquid.
Thank you.
Also, can anybody perhaps send a message to anyone back at our home so that they know that there's a possibility a giant dragon will be shoved through our portal into our very limited size tower?
Not me. Not to the
Galasho.
Smokey, just from the general check that you would know, the dragon itself cannot fit into a teleportation circle. At best, you might get a head through before it might close off and decapitate the creature.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Guys, I really think the only way, if we can either harvest it ourselves or we can bring the etchers here and they can harvest it and we'll gradually take the parts back.
I say we take the parts back. I can make containers. We can fill it with some of the ice in here and the waters, preserve them. And then we take things back. Skin the dragon. I can stuff it in a bag of holding. Bing bang bosh.
How would we bring the etchers?
Well, I think he's saying we skip the etchers and we bring it to, we do it ourselves and then we bring it back to them.
Yeah.
It does
But
seem like the least logistically intensive.
It is.
Anyone want me to say anything special to these giants?
Well, there's no need to go tell them now anyway. I mean, if we're not going to ask them to move the dragon for us.
True, but they were watching to see if we come out victorious. And if we send them a letter saying how victorious we were, and maybe they might spread the word and more notoriety and fame can
Why
come our way.
don't we send the letter after we've rested and I can cast the mansion so we have some place safe?
Sure, I'm fine with any of that plan.
Speaking of them spreading word of us, our greatness, have we really come? I mean, listen, Half-Breed Heroes was not a bad idea. I'm gonna start going back to the name thing.
Yeah.
It's not a bad name, okay? I'm not, or Bum, was the other one Bum? Or
Bum?
Bub.
Bub.
Fub. I was way off, yeah, okay, Fub. What did this Fub stand for, yes?
5 unexpected blessings.
That just sounds like we're all pregnant.
Ah!
Well, it's more that we're the blessing.
Sorry.
That or Valindra's got quintuplets on the way, but...
Poor girls in
Please,
for a
God,
rough
no.
time.
Kill me now.
Half-Breed Heroes. That's not bad, that's a ring too. Alright, I'm just saying, we're if we're gonna start making a name for ourselves, not only in the world, but, in our guild and things, I mean, our team, we want to be best team. Just saying.
It's catchy and sounds like an excellent way to raise our reach as far as our name goes. It's a lot easier than saying, that group
Yeah,
of
those guys.
great weirdos.
Why do we want to?
But
Spread our name?
yes, that is a concern that I have as well.
Well, we want to spread our name because we're going up against armies, in which case we'll need a lot of allies to have a chance.
Right, but also, if we spread our name around, I mean, we already have people looking for us, and they do
Yeah.
a pretty good job without the rest of the world being
Let
like,
them
hey,
come. We just
did you
killed
hear
Dragon.
the half-breed heroes did something awesome?
Yes.
And this
Yes. Perfect.
No,
That
that's
sounds
gonna
really cool.
that's gonna lead them right to us.
Well, that's the thing, Valindra, with this new spell, the Mansion. It's technically a different plane, so all of my sister's spells don't work as long as we're inside that thing.
Right, which means we're safe from her in that extent. But I mean, if she's wandering around looking for us and someone says, oh, those half-breed heroes just did something super cool in Bylock, she's gonna be like, oh, I guess I should go to Bylock.
I mean, at this point, I'm less worried about Bahira and more worried about who she works for.
I see Valindra's point, but there's benefits to it, and Valindra has mentioned there's definitely negative points to it, but I don't know. Depends how you want to weigh it, I guess.
I think eventually, it would be good to, I guess, spread a name for ourselves.
What about if name just had one of our names in it specifically? That way it can't be associated with everyone. We call ourselves like the Victories, like just Victory name. Yes, I am team leader.
I love it.
Out of character, that's a really cool name.
I'm just saying, then they'll be like, oh, those Victory guys, they're so great. But then no one really associates, they're like, Cat is the leader. Just throwing it out there.
That sounds like an excellent way to make it so that you'll be our liaison for everything and everyone, and we'll still be known because we'll always be around you.
And the first to be killed.
I'm willing to take
That
responsibility.
hasn't happened yet.
I maintain it's a terrible idea.
All right, just put a pin in that one too, all right? So we got Fubs, and we got half-breed heroes, and the Victories. Okay, just saying. Last one's pretty great.
Right, I'm going to sit down and focus for an hour and make some containers for all the organs and parts that we're planning to hack away from this thing.
Well,
Smokey,
Smokey, shall we see what we can get?
I'm gonna rest first. I'll help you once we get the mansion up. I'll feel much more comfortable once we have a place to possibly run away to.
This is fair. Oh, perhaps see if you can get a decent storage area, at least in the interim until we have to leave it. In the meantime, that will give us somewhere to put these parts.
Oh yeah, sure.
All right. So Varkesh, if
Big ass bug.
are you doing the Artisan's
That bug.
Blessing?
Yes, sorry, I was killing a bug.
So for the Artisan's Blessings, you obviously can only make one item with it per hour. So my guess is that with the hour, you would just...
It's a big box.
Yeah, you just basically create a large chest that has subdivisions in it, very similar to kind of like a scientist whatnot, who will actually kind of get different placements for each one. So when you open it up, you have like your little one for your D20s, one for your D6s, one for all that. So you basically have your little frozen, or soon-to-be frozen, cabinet of dragon parts.
Can
And
it
I'm
be
going
bigger?
to...
Can it be bigger than a 25-pound chest, though? Can it just be slightly bigger?
26-pound chest.
Oh, it
Yes.
can be anything in that kind of...
Perfect.
There is no weight limit to this. It is just a
Yeah.
gold cost limit. He could make a
It's up to
entire,
100 gold.
like, table, in a sense, if he wanted to.
I will use my second channel divinity to create a personal item for myself, given the information that you sent to me privately, so I will make that as well.
Okay. So it will take you 2 hours of time, of course. That gives Smokey an hour's worth of rest to recover, as well as Valindra to get her spell slots back. If she wishes to then stitch Winnie together, she can, or Twinny, she can.
Oh,
Victor, I'm not sure if he just takes a short rest, getting some hit dice if you want, getting your key points back.
I'm
Wait a
going to
second.
use my short rest to use some hit dice, but I'd also, in that time of hit dicing, I like to really kind of like zen in with this place, if that makes sense. I want
Sure.
to try to like
It's cold.
Make it your lair.
I want to really breathe in the cold, like hold it in, and even if I have to use like a little bit of, I want to like I guess shape water, but in like a little bit different way. You know, like kind of like see if I can make ice crystals in the air while I'm chill. I just, you know what I'm going for, right? I want to try to connect
Yep.
to the frost.
Yep,
if you
yep.
will.
Just go for go ahead and just make a I'm just debating if this is going to be Arcana or
Zen
Wisdom.
check.
Probably
A Zen check.
Probably Wisdom. Go ahead and make a Wisdom check for me real quick.
Straight up wisdom.
Yeah,
Okay,
just straight up Wisdom.
Hadouken.
15.
Okay, that's not
All
bad.
right. So, while the rest of you are also taking your time to recover and, bandage yourselves up a little bit, doing what you can, Victor goes and does his own version of keeping himself sustained by healing, but he also is slowly focusing on the environment. As you passively look at him from time to time from your own tasks or tendings, you can see that slowly, as he kind of sits there, first the ground begins to fracture, and you can see these geometric fractal designs just begin to fray from him, as if almost making a snowflake from the center as they expand out. Each one then slowly kind of leading these little pieces of ice that come out and begin to almost float and hover beside him. And there's this slow icicle turning, and as it begins to spin slightly, you notice that he's just slowly getting so harmonized with it that they even begin to chime a very soft, a very beautiful kind of orchestra of these high-pitched metallic tones that just hum and vibrate in a almost kind of like a glass harmonica. As you see those people who twist their hands on those wine glasses, it's kind of like that. It's a very sound. But he's focused on this meditation for an hour, just sitting there, literally becoming one with this world, this ley line of power.
What is he doing?
Cat farting.
Can I do like an Arcana check or something to try and figure out what's happening with him?
Yeah, that would, well, you can do Intelligence or Arcana. Which one do you prefer?
Arcana.
Alright, so you'll just be looking for magic at this point.
Sure, that's fair.
Okay.
21.
So understanding the arcane, you don't think this is any kind of spell or study, anything that you've done as a wizard that allows you to manipulate it with strategy and formula. It is more of an innate ability. It seems to be something that he just is. Just as much as a dragon has its attunement to the world and drawing on magical energies in essence, Victor seems to have some kind of quality in him that also seems to just instinctively pull and even control some of the natural primal energies that exist in the world.
Okay.
That's
I like
weird.
it.
Did you know he could do that?
Spoon.
No, I mean I knew he could do like a little bit of magic stuff. That's why he could use those scrolls I gave you guys. But I don't know what this is.
We know like nothing about Victor. Isn't that weird?
No,
I mean,
not really.
we could have a powwow in the mansion tonight. He likes to talk. He didn't like.
Yeah,
He didn't like to talk about his tabaxi stuff very much, but other stuff I think he'd be happy to talk about.
I don't know. I've tried asking him a couple of questions. He doesn't seem to want to talk about himself. Maybe I'm just not asking the right. But then again, I'm not really a people person, so maybe he just doesn't like talking to me. You could always try. You're much more likable than I am, so.
I mean, you know, it would help. I think some of that ice giant drink.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
That was good.
It's mine and you're not having it.
Well, he gave it to all of us, so it's not yours.
Did everyone take it in? I just remember one horn.
Smokey, Valindra, and you and Victor. Everyone but Rook, I think, sampled it.
Okay, fair enough. 18, what the hell?
All right. So at this time, if you're going to start gathering pieces of the dragon,
I'd cast the mansion first, but yeah.
okay, all right,
I have arcane recovery.
okay, sure. So you do that. As there's a portal now open to you to enter, of course, at your leisure. Who's doing what to the dragon?
I think, per Varkesh's request, Smokey and I are going to go about seeing if we can't harvest the hide at the very least. Right
Brains
cutting
and
and
things.
hopefully Smokey guiding me to not cut important things.
Okay. Smokey, go ahead and
Oh,
just...
I will give them the box if that's completed so that they can pack.
Oh,
ice
the box
on
would have been
or-
completed at this point, yes.
Okay, good.
So yeah, you can go ahead and make an intelligence check for me, Smokey.
Okay. Blah. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay, yeah.
Inspiration is a good time for a nat 1. Try it again.
Better.
Eh.
All right. So with enough guidance from Smokey to allow you to kind of understand the basic anatomy of this creature, to know where to find specific important parts and where might be the best place to cut and to peel the hide away, Rook, you can go ahead and make your dexterity check with advantage since you don't have skinning tools or a tanner's kit.
Correct. Yeah.
All right, yeah, just a flat dex then.
Okay. And on advantage there, 21.
All right. So, Rook, spending enough time to slowly and carefully follow Smokey's instructions, you are able to cleanly peel off quite a large section of this creature's hide first. That one is allowing you to basically create what looks to be at least something that could be, just to give a general size dimension, it's probably about close to 15 feet in length, and probably about 10 feet in width. That's
Okay,
what you really
perfect.
kind of get from it. This large piece of, dragon hide does still have scales, of course, on it, and it is the best part that you can get. There are other pieces, but you get the sense that if you tried to cut them up, they might not produce anything very useful. But then you can start to harvest organs and other pieces if you'd like.
Yeah, might as well. Jump
Okay.
into it a little further.
So go ahead and make another intelligence check, Smokey, if you're going to help him in this.
I will. Smokey's actively going to be trying to not gag this whole time.
Oh, it's kind of nasty.
Rook
All right.
is-
So, Rook, you can make your medicine check with advantage.
Yo.
Come on.
Could I argue for survival in this case?
The
The whole point of survival is being able to harvest things in order to keep yourself alive and make useful tools out of it for further survival instincts.
Yeah. It's if you were going for like bone and things, I'm assuming you're going for soft organs right now.
Okay. That's fair.
Survival, yeah, definitely is like survival allows you to kind of know what to eat, what to use, and how to use it, sort of thing. This is you just kind of like, I'm going to give this heart to someone, and I want to make sure it's in good condition. So this is like knowing how to keep it in a good state, rather than just kind of like hacking it away. So that's
Okay.
kind of
Well,
what
the thing
you're
is,
going
medicine is definitively worse for me than dexterity and survival both.
Oh,
Give it a try.
Yeah.
18.
Hey!
All right,
Still not bad.
not too bad.
So,
So,
God for that advantage.
with enough help and enough from Smokey stopping you from kind of cutting a little bit too far or missing something just at the last second, you are able to, because I was a nat 1 without the advantage, you are able to
Yep.
carefully extract pieces of the dragon that you think could be useful as you store them into the container that Varkesh made, which has pieces of ice already put in to allow them to stay chilled and to keep them from decaying too rapidly. Inside, you are able to gather a heart, liver, also what appears to be its eyes, and its tongue. Those are the ones you feel like are the most important, but you feel like there's something more. It's just that currently you're unable to fathom it at the moment. Not with an 18.
Okay.
All right.
Do dragon testicles sell well on the black market?
I think
Probably.
it was probably referring to whatever the source of the breath weapon is. But either way, well, Smokey, at this point, let's see if we can get some more of this hard matter, the bones and the fangs and claws, if we can. Horns,
Okay.
perhaps even.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go ahead and let you make this survival check with advantage for the
Head
bones.
horns are the strongest.
Hey.
All right.
25.
So, you are able to gather a lot of teeth. You can gather 15 fangs. Each one varying in size, of course, but still nonetheless quite useful. You're also able to gather a set of 10 claws. From going throughout the front and the back, you're able to pull out these talon-like, vicious weapons that the dragon used on you and your allies occasionally, but they could potentially be used to craft, you would call more rudimentary weaponry. But yes, you don't have a horn, sadly. This dragon does not have a horn.
Okay.
Sure thing.
Okay. All right, and I will convey all of this into whatever storage that we had prepped between Varkesh and the bags of holding and the Magnificent Mansion. So.
Yep, easy enough. You're able to store things appropriately. And Varkesh, did you want to put this crate in your bag, or are you going to leave it out of the bag?
If it's all done and they're finished, I will stick it all in my bag of holding.
All right, you would know then at that point, with the inclusion of those in there, your bag is starting to reach its limit.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, you have enough intelligence to know when to kind of...
It's
you're starting to risk it.
okay. Well, then no more. Wait, does that include all the gold I'm carrying? Like, am I carrying just clarifying this now? Am I carrying everyone's gold and then we divvy it up back in safety, or are you all just taking your own share and just keeping that on person now?
I mean, for me to carry that much gold, I would literally not be able to move.
Much in the same boat, unfortunately.
Okay.
I mean, I think we should each take some for pocket change should we come across a situation where we need to pay for something and you're not around. But the most of it, at least until we can get it deposited somewhere.
Oh no, I can carry it, and then when we're safe, money
Yes,
comes straight
yes.
out, and then you'll take your
Yes.
shares and nothing else happens.
We figure out at a later time. I think perhaps right now it's okay if you are Varbank. No,
Var carrier.
I will...
yes, very good. That's better.
I will say that if you put in the gold as well, you would definitely feel like even a single cent more could risk potentially ripping at that point.
Do you need to take anything out of there for? Maybe we perhaps carry something else for cash.
Can't you transfer all of your metals and such over to the little
Ingots?
craft area that you have in here?
Oh yeah, you can put some stuff into your workshop.
Question on that. Andrew,
Oh no, it spits out when people leave.
Yeah. It functions very similar to the mansion. Whatever you bring in, when no one is left inside, well, at least if there's no person left inside, it spits
Tell
it
you
out.
what.
So I couldn't leave Winnie in there. And
You can leave Winnie in there. Winnie is not an item that gets popped out, so he's just kind of sits in the in between.
Okay, so bag of holdings full with all the stuff.
The board.
I mean, I could just carry all the gold. I am the strongest person here, so carrying something shouldn't be that much of a problem. And then we go through the portal, and boop, on table it goes back to safety.
Yeah, once we get back to the castle, we'll just unload.
Yeah. I will say this, just because you guys have been inside a Frost Giant's lodge, you would recognize one thing about them. They do love their trophies. And you did see what appeared to be, along the walls in that area, many different types of heads and other pieces of beast that were hung up as rare things to kind of gloat over.
Did we?
Kind of ganked all the fangs out of it.
Yeah. Did Rook and I harvest anything from the wings?
No.
We could get the wing membrane.
The
That could be
wings
worth
are
something.
pretty destroyed from the fireballs and other attacks that have just kind of gotten it. It just singed away to nothing.
That's fair. We don't really want to offer them the tail. The head's seen better days, as have all the paws.
Really, everything.
Yeah, I mean they can take what they can have. left
Right.
over.
I thought we already told them that we would let them have.
Oh, Victor, you're still here?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. As I come over.
Do you want to go and deliver the message now that we have the harvesting and the mansions up and all that stuff?
Sure.
I guess I'll write down the letter then.
Okay, you
Anyone
write down a
want me to say
letter. What do
anything?
you want to say?
Hello, Thane friend. We have survived, and we
Thane.
are all. Yes, what?
Smokey will say, Thane Yorman.
Hello, Thane friend. We have all survived. Me and my companions, who are all equal in importance and power, have dispatched the dragon thusly. And I draw a little diagram of all of us, like stick figures stabbing the dragon, just like underneath the little paragraph, and a bit like, by all means, come to the now unoccupied lair and take what you would like and sing our songs of praise to your people. And before I give it to Victor, does anyone want me to include anything?
So while I'm watching him write this letter and I see you start to draw stick figures, I'll be like, Varkesh, do you want me to make that look a little bit nicer? Like I could maybe.
Are you saying my
draw-
stick figures are not that great?
I want to just enhance what you've already put down. This is great, right? But you buff me all the time. I feel perhaps I could help with your picture just little bits.
This is fair. And I hand him the big feathery quill.
All right, cool. So being a Kensai monk, I am proficient with painter supplies. So can I try to like paint
It's
this
like
and make it look a
grand
little cooler?
motif.
Sure, if you'd even like it, you can make it even more stylized to that kind of almost Asian style, where it's kind of like using the ink to make beautiful black and
Yeah, like-
white art, basically.
Yeah. I want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to take away from Varkesh's artistic
Stick figure.
beauty. I just want to enhance, not totally turn over. Just enhance.
Mhm.
You build upon greatness. I know. It's fair.
Go ahead and make your dexterity check
God.
with your proficiency.
All right, cool.
So it's dex, and we'll add 5 to it.
Okay. So just a straight dex check.
Correct. And then we
Oh.
add 5.
Cool.
24.
I was really hoping I didn't fuck it up.
All right. So doing
With stick figures.
Doing an enhanced version, you not only are able to create what looks to be like a beautiful, almost like ink-pressed masterpiece that you can see from like Hatching and from those kind of like black and white pictures, it also is able to take what Varkesh had already done and to draw on top of it without taking away or even scratching away or like smearing away what he did. You literally just actually build on top of it quite beautifully and very effectively.
I laid the foundations. Pretty damn good.
He can paint too, Smokey. What is this cat? What is he? What is this?
Varkesh, if you could make a little request to the Frost Giants, can you ask them to bring some of that frost liquor mead stuff?
Sure. P.S. Bring more of that booze. That
Yeah.
stuff was baller. Lots of love, Varkesh. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Kiss.
Okay.
Okay, Victor, ready to go?
All right, fantastic. All right, I will be back in butt
Ah,
jiffies. All right.
Okay. So
And just out of sheer curiosity, everyone perhaps maybe give me a little bit of point of direction. It was this way, yes, and then 'cause
Points
this
towards
was
giant people.
yeah, it
Right
was, only
here.
half, it, was,
I'm gonna-
it was half an hour, right?
I'm gonna put 20 on Victor's back so that I can help him navigate everything. And
Oh, okay. This might work. It was like half an hour travel from the giant.
that was
less.
like 10 minutes.
It was
So they
10
were
minutes for you
waiting-
to fly.
Yeah, because they were waiting
Oh.
just outside the edge of the forest.
Okay. All right, cool. Then sure, I'll fucking bamf out of here and go find me a giant.
Okay, just going off and out of the same vent that you were able to enter from, you just quickly retrace your steps and fly down. And in less than 10 minutes, you're able to once more reach the forest edge, where you can see the Thane and the rest of his giant kin still stationed there, a little curious and wary. But once they see you begin to fly out and coming down alone, they seem a little worried, considering that they hoped more of your kind would come. They almost look like that kind of idea of you're the only one who survived, as they look at you come in.
I land like 10, 15 feet in front of them, and I superhero pose landing, and I use Gust of Wind cantrip to make it look fucking baller.
Okay, sure, you definitely have like the helicopter swirling land.
I'll look around real quick, be like, and do I see the Thane guy? Do I
Oh, yeah, you
big
see the
head
Thane.
honcho? Okay. Okay, I will walk up, and I will, hand him the fucking scroll.
Okay,
I'm not even gonna say anything,
sure.
because he's not gonna
Handing
fucking
in,
listen to me anyway.
handing in the paper, he definitely pulls out what is basically like a small receipt-sized thing for him to just kind of open up to read. A little tiny for him.
Is it bad that I have scrolls in my basement here?
Wait,
No.
Scrolls in your basement.
I think
Yeah,
it's
of course.
great to have scrolls in your basement.
It's fine,
Oh,
continue.
no.
But yeah, so you see him just kind of slowly take the paper and kind of begin to read it, the tiny little piece.
Well done.
See-
Well done.
You're welcome. But yeah, he definitely gives a bit of a affirmed nod to you as he just hands it off, and he seems a little hesitant at first, but he does reply since you are a messenger, so he's alright with maybe perhaps breaking it a little bit with you. And he just replies in common.
Mm.
Very well. We shall approach at the next daybreak.
Oh, all right. All is safe ahead. See you tomorrow. That's it. That's all I'll say.
He just nods at you very
Okay,
firmly.
okay, good.
And you can
okay.
see that just with a little bit of your insight that he definitely has a bit of respect and almost kind of well done to you and your party.
All right, okay, all right, cool. I'm just gonna look around really oddly at all these giants and be like, tomorrow, and I will use gust of wind again to, and I'm gonna take off and fly back to where we.
Sure, pulling in this, you launch up and get out.
Yep.
And return to your allies, who are now probably nestling quite happily into the mansion, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Okay.
Before I go in the mansion,
Mm-hmm.
I want to scry.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I know I'm gonna be that person. Okay, so I have not met this person, but I looked at the scrying spell, and you don't have to be familiar with them. You can know of them through another person. And Rook has told me about Angel.
Uh-huh.
So I want to try to scry on Angel and
Okay.
make sure she's okay.
All right, they get a plus to it because you don't have anything to really tie
they get a
down
plus
to them.
5.
But yeah.
They get a +5.
What race is Angel?
Tabaxi!
Cockatiel.
Is she really?
A kitty and a bird are best friends, isn't that so
What?
cute?
You have never
Tabaxi
told-
ASMR half-breed.
You have never told Smokey this, or he would have tried to meet her so bad.
All right.
Valindra's the only one who's asked. She's also kind of the only one that really knows anything about her, to be fair. But...
Oh.
Tell me where that bitch at!
Okay. So just a quick double check reference. So for Angel specifically, this she was I'm trying to remember when you last saw her. It was
It was before the game started, I know that.
no
Yeah, it would have been shortly before he left his family home. Likely within a couple of weeks beforehand.
Yeah, just try. And now I have to keep track of where she might have gone.
Sorry, AJ. I
That's
should've
okay. It's
told
just
you
like I was like,
before
oh
went through
shit,
that.
I didn't really prepare.
You don't have to tell me this now. You can like tell it to me later, but so like you have some time to think about it and figure out where she is, because I know there's a lot to keep track of. So
Oh,
like
boy.
if anyone else wants to do something while you think about it, then like that's okay.
Yeah, I'll definitely want to have a bit of a refresher. But sure, we have some Angel moments to talk about. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, all right. Well, at least you got that in your like successful happy pocket. But yeah.
Aha.
So,
All right, I'll fly back in. And is anyone outside of the thing, or is it just like this rip in the, material plane that I see? That's the mansion door.
I'd assume most would have gone in.
I'm in.
I'd probably still be outside
Definitely.
if it didn't take him too long.
It took him less than 15 minutes. Oh no, sorry, it
Yeah.
would take him like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, well it would take me 10 minutes to scry.
Yeah.
And then
All right, so I'll go back.
check in with Winnie and see where he's at and if he's close, and I'll just wait.
Okay.
You would probably see me superhero land through.
I like it.
He definitely seems to be getting the hang of this.
Just saying. All right, I'll fly back. I'll probably even take one of these off just because that makes sense.
Oh.
And I'll go back into the mansion and find my friends.
Andrew, the information that you sent me, does anything else happen? Because it says something at the bottom that... Yeah,
Yeah, yes.
you can obviously read it because you're the one who sent it.
I mean, yeah, this probably won't be too bad if they... yeah, your breath does go up an extra D10.
Oh. Ooh.
Well, shit.
Yes, indeed.
Because
So
yeah,
I'm happy
your
with
breath
that.
uses D10s, so yes.
Okay, how do I fix that?
All right, so I delivered a message. One, they didn't say anything about our painting, so really kind of upset on looking at Varkesh. They didn't say anything, so I don't know if they were impressed or not at painting, but I did kind of get the feel that they were impressed that we killed the dragon together, yes?
I'm impressed too.
I mean, sure, yeah, right? We all did pretty good. We all did pretty amazing things.
It was our first dragon. Legit first dragon.
The first one we killed, at least, yeah.
And they
Milestone.
said and they said that they would come up to collect dragon parts tomorrow. I guess they break. They dawn. They break.
Oh.
They dawn.
Really hard to get the common out of Frost Giant, but that's pretty much what he was putting down. What I picked up.
Then we should probably make it an early night then.
Sure. I mean, what time was it when we bamfed in here? Like afternoon, you said?
It was afternoon.
It was in the afternoon initially, but then you spent about 2 hours gathering and doing your collection, so it's now close to 3 to 4.
Okay. Well, I don't know about you guys, but one, I'm starving, and then two, perhaps we should lay down because I got knocked the fuck out in that last fight, and not good things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Smokey was up and down more than a horse draws.
I don't think horses wear pants.
Horse.
No, he said whores, Felindra.
Oh,
Women of the evening.
cool. Well, I'm gonna eat and then take a bath.
Okay.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, I will. I will say
Rook, are you okay?
He did
Yeah.
die.
Fine.
Yeah, buddy. I mean,
Insight check.
okay, well, okay. There's
Okay.
that. There's
All
that.
right.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll hold then.
Smokey's also going to inside check that.
He's gonna get a 20. So
Good luck.
Yeah, he seems fine.
In the interest
so
of keeping
close.
things
Oh,
moving for possible character development, no, he's not. He's really not.
Well, that's what I'm asking. I don't need insight check to know that you're. I mean, not to be that guy or anything, or that cat for that matter. I just couldn't help but notice that. I say this with all due respect, by the way. Yes, okay. You last couple fights, you seem to be getting. Oh man, how do I put this nicely?
you died 2 days
Yeah,
in a row.
okay, well that's fine. I was gonna say like dropping or like putting up good fight, but getting your ass kicked kind of. But yeah, sure, dying. Yeah, that works. Okay, you've been dying a lot.
Failing to succeed successfully.
That too. That's another way. Yeah, okay. All of those things. I mean,
you still did a great job. Like, no fault to your own. We fought a friggin' dragon and, about
And I
40
didn't
bugs.
touch it. Not even
Yeah.
once.
really.
Well, you saw me going through the hide. I found not a single bolt. I don't remember firing any other than the one that was in the ceiling earlier for the hook.
Do you want to shoot it now?
There's not much to shoot though to be solid at this point.
It might be
You could-
kind of therapeutic, though.
I feel like if anyone's do you want to take a shot at me? Like just literally take a shot, like maybe not punch in the face, but like shoot at me. Like I feel like there's a lot of weird tension between two of us.
No, Victor, that's in the past. That's been dealt with as much as time can. Well, as much as can be done before time passes, I should say.
Oh my god, he got over it.
All right. I mean, I again, dragon fight, lots of moving pieces, lots of moving parts. I didn't know that you didn't actually. Okay.
But yes, believe me, I have noticed I am not exactly at my peak right now, and I am.
You're out of sorts about your family. It's understandable.
I'll find a way to be useful again. Give it time.
I
It'll
mean,
be okay.
next time we go to like a town, we could see about getting you some really cool items or some better armor or things like that if you want. We have a lot of money to spend, so.
Yes, we do.
I think it's unlikely we'll find much armor better than this, but some equipment could be nice, yes. These hand crossbows are fantastic, and the extra damage is wonderful, but if it comes down to the point where I can't even hit my target because of all the intervening weather aspects, it's a problem.
Have you ever wanted to do anything other than just like shoot stuff? Like,
Oh, I remember back when we first met, I was much more fond of stabbing.
well, yeah, no, I mean like other than shooting and stabbing. Like, there's a lot of really cool stuff out there. You could.
Pottery,
You know.
perhaps.
Did you say pottery?
Oh, we're talking about Never mind. It's fine.
Not hobbies. No,
Right,
not
okay.
hobbies. Although
Totally
stabbing
didn't
did used to
read
be one of your hobbies. I remember you were.
Although
stabbing.
applied alchemy in pottery would be an excellent way to bring some variety.
I helped.
Hey, there's that bird brain working again.
That would be a lot to learn, though, and I don't know that we have time on the road here.
Buy a
Not
book.
not that I don't appreciate the concern, but I'll be okay.
You know, I this is something that I wanted to bring up with you guys. I need a hobby. I don't sleep anymore. So if there's something that you guys want me to learn so that I can be productive in my downtime, then I would be more than happy to pick up, say, alchemy for Rook.
Well, I have a kit I'm not using in everything. That would be fantastic.
Hand it over.
And I will pass over an alchemy kit.
Just imagine
I'm gonna look around at the
poisonous
group and
vapors,
just
explosions in the middle
Yeah.
of the night.
just one quick thing. So I'm gonna look at the group and okay, wait, hold on. So if no one else is gonna ask, I'll do it. What do you mean you don't sleep anymore? I mean, I literally take cat naps, let alone actual full sleep. So
I'm surprised you're awake.
give me a minute.
19 hours a day, damn it.
I don't know. It just, you know, there was a night recently that I couldn't go to sleep, but the next morning when everyone was awake, I still felt fine. I mean, I haven't slept in. When did we leave Olniel?
13 days ago.
Can we remember? Can I? Do we remember 12 days of travel if she ever slept?
I haven't slept.
She had her
in
own
13
room,
days,
so-
Yeah.
In the mansion, okay.
Yeah.
Well, this travel with the mansion did kind of make it difficult to notice, I suppose.
So you just don't sleep now.
No,
Like ever?
not for me.
You're not exhausted.
I feel great.
You don't want to take a nap.
Nah, not really.
This is so
I mean,
strange.
the only reason I, want to sleep is to pass the time, but I feel like there's a lot better things I can do with my time than...
Valindra, did you pick up some interesting substances in Olniel?
No, I didn't. I
You
don't
shouldn't
do,
listen to the street vendors. They don't have your best interest at heart.
I don't do drugs.
I check for a stash of energy drinks.
Well, no, nothing.
Even if I did do drugs, I mean, it would have affected my behavior. I would still be tired, but...
This is very disturbing, though.
Not to encourage this sort of thing, but if you do, just in private, run them by me first. I can try to.
I'm not going to do drugs. I have enough problems as it is.
Like not sleeping.
Like not sleeping. I mean, if there's a drug that'll make me go to sleep, then... I don't know, I might dabble, but...
Oh boy.
I mean,
I'll write that down in my notes.
I have the sleep spell, so maybe it could kick you off, and once we have that going, you could maybe sleep through the night.
Yeah,
Feeling
but
NyQuil.
I mean, here's the thing, though. I mean, yeah, you could do that, or I could learn alchemy that night and be helpful for Rook, and maybe I can learn some new languages. So if you guys have any fun languages to recommend, let me know, and I can study up on that.
Are Valindra's arms exposed? As in, like, she wearing any, like, long sleeve
We
garments?
have
or anything?
Short
we have
sleeve.
the winter clothing on right now. I thought.
Well, you
Yeah.
have your winter jackets
We
and
probably
things,
took
but
it off.
yeah,
We're
once you're
the
in the Magnificent Mansion, you won't
Yeah,
need it.
but she always wears long sleeves.
Well, are you able to make like spell scrolls? Because those absorb element scrolls were super handy in that fight.
Yes, they were, and thank you for that.
I'm not super good at it, but I can definitely try. If you want me to try.
I mean, yeah, I have one left. Do you guys have any left? I looked
No,
at Victor and
Not at all. No.
No, I use that very quickly.
Yeah. We'll want to stock up on these before our next dragon for sure.
But I do know the spell myself, so I can
You should be able to do it then.
I should be able to do it.
I just feel bad, like very hard to wrap my head around you're just doing these things when you should be resting. I feel like taking advantage of someone.
No, I mean,
What?
I'm still resting. You know, I'm not like running laps around the mansion. That gets old really quick.
You
But,
did this already?
I did it one night. I wanted to see if I could, beat my time.
And did you?
But no, I started getting worn out. Like I don't know. Like I still get physically tired, so I need downtime. But as long as I don't overexert myself, I'm fine.
Okay, but why is all of this? Why now? I don't understand. Like, why is this a thing for you?
It happened about. Did it happen the day I got the rod? Right? Because it wasn't the day that Winnie came back.
Yeah, it would have been the day you got the rod. Yeah.
It was, yeah.
It started the day that I got the rod of the Ebon Empress. So I mean, it might be one of her things. I don't know. Maybe she thinks I'm more productive if I just stay awake all the time. I don't know.
I mean, Twinny doesn't sleep, right?
Well, no, but I'm gonna cover his ears. He's not real. So
Well, I mean, as far as things that don't sleep, you got like constructs. You have sharks.
maybe
You
I'm a
have-
shark now. That'd be pretty
Shark
cool.
sleep.
And there's
Window.
some shots.
Yeah,
Parts
they
of their brain turn off, but yeah, because they have to keep swimming, otherwise they die.
Yeah, they can keep
Yes.
swimming. Yeah, it's just like you just twitch.
Just keep some.
Yeah, they turn parts of their brain off. But anyway, but also like undead don't sleep.
Are you undead?
I'll dismiss Winnie. Hey Varkesh,
Not
turn
answering
undead.
that question is answering that question, Valindra.
Well,
Are
I
you
don't-
dead?
No, I don't know. I don't think I'm undead. I mean, I haven't died recently.
What was
Fair.
the question?
She wants you to turn undead to see if she's
well,
undead.
That whole red rod thing came from souls being absorbed, did it not? Maybe the Ebon Empress's rod did the same to you.
God.
I think this is something we should check.
I don't want to be on. No, she wouldn't do that. She's
I
totally
agree
against
with
the
the
undead.
bird.
We have
No,
someone who
she's-
can
no.
find out for us for sure.
Well,
No, she stands to be against the undead. If I became undead, I'm pretty sure she would just kill me.
how about you dismiss Twinny?
She
and
just
then
did.
I'll find out.
I did.
Oh, okay, then I
Yeah,
shall
that's
find out.
that's Winnie, not 20. So.
Oh, right, the one that actually has a heartbeat.
Tomato, potato. Yes, okay.
Potato, potato. So I will.
There's Weenie
turn
and
undead.
Weenie.
Oh God,
I will use
Winnie
turn
the
undead.
two.
Jesus. So you're
And
turning
see if-
undead.
Yeah, and see if Valindra disintegrates into powder.
Her CR is too high.
Or just runs away.
All right, so Valindra, as he begins to hold his holy symbol and begins to radiate the warmth, go ahead and not make a wisdom saving throw.
Hey,
You're fine. It doesn't seem to
Steve
affect
means
you
that
at
she's
all.
not undead. But I will make a religion check because I'm curious. I want to see if she's been different since Winnie's come back.
Oh, she's been behaving differently.
I don't know how that's a religion check.
Just
Versus
to see if she feels lighter in the soul or something like that.
It's
You're going
so
weird
inside
priestly bullshit, I see.
Yep.
But
Holy
you're
oil.
not even a
Yeah,
practice.
exorcism.
I'm debating between whether that's
Nobody's
insight or religion,
perfect.
but I mean, yeah,
I mean, insight's fine.
it'd probably be insight, really.
Insight it is. 29.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, you definitely can tell a few differences from Valindra, I suppose, just by watching her and keeping that kind of like comparison of before and after. I mean, since she doesn't have the mark on her skin anymore, she does seem to have more warmth
I don't
in
know
her.
that.
Well, I don't know if she would have showed you that or not. I guess no, but
Has anything changed?
well, technically with
Has
the
anything
insight, you
changed
would have
recently?
noticed it, I suppose. With a 29, you probably would have caught sight of that it's missing.
Well,
I'm
but
asking her directly.
She
Short
doesn't wear
baskets.
short sleeves.
Yeah, I don't know the mark's gone.
Yeah,
The art
she's
has a drawn with short sleeves.
when I get because
does, I
well
watched.
she wears sleeves that cover where her mark would be
Yes.
because that was the kind of clothing that she bought
Yeah.
when she had the mark, and so she's not going to go out and buy new clothes just to show off that she doesn't have a mark anymore.
Yeah. Just for the most part, you would see that she's a bit
Yeah.
more lively. I guess there's a bit more pep in her step. I would probably put it. I mean, Winnie.
So has anything
absolutely-
changed, Valindra? You seem a bit sparkier lately.
Spark here.
Spark.
I use lightning, so I'm just using electric analogies here. Peppy.
Trying to.
I mean,
Are you okay with this?
with what? Not sleeping?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like Varkesh said, I feel I look sparkier.
Sparky up.
Which is
Maybe not.
typically the opposite of what happens when you don't sleep.
Yes. This is what's confusing me, but all right. I mean, as long as you're okay with it, I mean, it's your person.
Okay, with an insight check, I guess, with Varkesh and whatnot, you would notice that technically, I mean, because you're not eating and drinking as much, are you, either?
Me?
No, basically,
No,
I
yeah.
only drink alcohol right
Yeah,
now.
Valindra has been kind of not... You would notice this throughout the days, that she hasn't eaten as much during the banquets, and there seems to be almost like another source that is sustaining her. It's almost as if her body is being, like, maintained without the need of some of the more primitive, like, lower evolutionary standards of eating and drinking. She seems to have some kind of next level of surviving.
Question.
Some next level shit.
Do you still feel connected to he who shall not be named, but his name is Draken?
No.
Ah. Maybe the Ebron Empress helped you with that. Maybe that's the reason why you're not sleeping.
You would know the Ebon Empress did not help break the contract. That was not something she could do. She could suppress it. She couldn't break it. The breaking happened when Varkesh resurrected Winnie. Once Winnie was resurrected, then the contract was erased.
Oh, so I broke the contract.
Your resurrection broke
no
the
longer
contract, yeah.
relevant.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
The contract was created in order to bring Winnie back. Now that Winnie's back completely, no contract.
All right. Well,
Yeah. No, I think he's done with me.
I don't
Which
think
is-
that.
We're certainly not done with him.
No, I mean in the sense that he can't reach me anymore. Once when he came back, he's been gone.
Wait, we bring back Winnie, made him go away?
Yeah.
no shit.
Oh, hooray. I mean, that's good, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad.
Definitely.
I'm glad I'm not connected to him anymore. So.
Oh, fantastic.
So, Victor,
Tell us
What?
about yourself.
What?
since Valindra's sharing so much about herself, is there anything you want to share about yourself at all?
I mean, what do you want to know? I'm leader of a fantastic group of adventurers.
You see a tray that's not supported by anything linger in front of you, holding a multitude of different alcoholic beverages.
Oh, thank you. I will take one. The Victories, recently formed name.
No.
It's still a great name.
I have all the t-shirts.
As the cup is smaller, bigger in my hand, so this works. Oh boy, oh, geeky.
But I mean, like, where are you from?
Gosh. Let me look here at my notes. Well, I mean, what okay, so you want to know where I'm from first?
That's a place to start.
All right. Let me just pull up my notes here, since we're digging in.
Yeah, Victor.
What the hell? Oh, there you are. Where's the... Ah, here we go.
Baby.
Wait. All right, hold on, DM. Help me out a little bit here.
Sure.
I'm from... Hold on, I got it on here. It's from between Greenwood and Greywood. I don't see it on the map.
Hold on, I'll shift you there.
Shift me.
Oh, fancy.
Right,
Okay.
right
I
there
also
in
like the
between the
Florida
Greywood
Mountain.
and the Greenwood at the Horned Mountain.
Oh, it's right, pretty close to Alniel.
No known settlements over there. Interesting.
Oh, I didn't get shifted.
Oh dear. Well, it's
So go down to where it says Florin, nice and big on the map.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah,
to the
yeah. There
right.
we go. There we go. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
all the pings.
So just in that mountain range, right? That's all we really. The Horned Mountains is what I had written down here.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I mean, to south of here in Horn Mountains. I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard of before.
We've traveled through there several times, actually.
Straight
I
shot
think
between.
we found out that Silver Dragon, friend of Elniel, doesn't she make her home in that range?
Um,
It was either that or
No.
Dragon Peaks.
No.
I don't recall which.
yeah. If you take straight shot between Greenwood and Greywood Forest, straight
Yeah.
through to Horn Mountains.
Yeah,
No.
our dragon
Skyreach.
friend Skyreach, yeah.
Yeah, Skyreach there.
That was her original
So-
home.
So, I mean, Victor, you grew up there. We talked about you weren't raised by other Tabaxi, so who raised you?
Well, I was not raised by other Tabaxi. I was just raised by one.
Oh. Who was that?
He was my uncle. His name was Vlad. He basically teach me everything I know. Very strong, mighty warrior.
Was he also good with, like, hidden stuff?
Very good, yes. One day I will be as good as him, but not yet.
Is he also on the shorter side?
No. He is regular size. Regular size cat person.
What happened to your parents then, if you don't mind me asking?
Just taking a long pull.
Big old swing. Well, I don't really know too much, to be quite honest with you, Smokey. When I was young, my mother went away, disappeared, not very sure. And my father went to go find her. And leave me with my uncle. And that's about the half of it. Part of the reason why I'm actually out into the world is because I'm not really having too high of hopes in terms of finding them alive, if you will. But little bit of closure, maybe not to be so bad.
Do you know their names?
Yes, of course, they're my parents.
And the
Hold
note
on.
search begins.
Yeah. Gosh damn it.
We don't want a Scanlan situation on our hands.
All right, that I might need help with. Hold on. Parents. Oh, hold on. Do you have Discord? Do you have Discord up, DM?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I will tell you their name as soon as I find it in my notes.
Okay. Those sounds like great names.
Yeah. So my mother was Tabaxi though. My father was Gnome. And my mother and my uncle Vlad are brother and sister.
It would be interesting if it was your father and your uncle Vlad that were brother and sister in this case.
Right,
I'd have
right,
some
yeah,
questions about that.
that'd be really weird. Yeah, right. You're not wrong. Okay.
So no brothers or sisters?
Not that I know of. I know, right? Not very trying to. Oh, okay, I found it. So my mother's name was Jade.
Jade.
Mm-hmm.
And your father's.
Okay, this is kind of okay. So it's Bilgrim,
Mm-hmm.
Warg. Do you want me to
Grum
spell?
Warg.
Do you want me to spell these things?
Yeah, you can just type it in Roll20 chat.
Okay, I will do.
So how did your mom and dad meet?
Valendra, he wasn't alive then.
Well, I know, but I'm sure he's. Have you heard stories? Like, did your uncle ever tell you stories about them? And
So, if you can't tell by now from my own personality, my uncle, I learned a lot from my uncle. I learned how to fight. I learned about, justice and bringing the wrong to their makers, and things, and being on the good side of. But he also did not talk too much about them, but more about himself. He always told me stories about battles he was in and very heroic situations that he was in with some of his own adventuring friends. So again, not too much about my parents, unfortunately.
Did his group have a name that we may have heard of before?
What was their name? Hold on.
I will say no one's heard of him.
the Thundercats.
Hello.
Thundercats are loose.
You saying that they don't know the name, or I don't know the name?
No one would know it. You could say it, but no one would know it.
Okay. It's I do know the name too. Hold on. It's
The Victories?
no, that's patent pending. I do know the name. I will get back to you on that. I have
Okay.
Hold on. Okay.
So where's
I do know the
Vlad
name
now?
of that too.
So much RP pressure on Kyle when he wasn't prepared. I
Right.
feel you.
That's all right. I got it. I'm just note searching at this point.
So where's Vlad now then?
He is still at home as far as I know.
Why did you leave?
Hold on. Wait. Oh well, I mean, number of reasons actually. One, to perhaps find some more information on my parents. Partly because this is what my uncle said would be a good thing to do, is to explore the world. There's only so much you can learn in monastery in the mountains. It's not too much world knowledge. So explore. To explore what else is out in the world and make right where there is wrongs.
So- So monastery, does that mean there are other people that raised you then? Or
Nope, just us.
so a monastery of 2 people?
That's it.
More like a duo stereo, am I right?
No, mono means one, right? Mono, one, just one person.
Right, but there were 2 people, so it's like
Oh,
a
okay, duo stereo.
1.5.
Right. Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm a full person, but okay.
Savage.
1.5 cats.
So here's big thing too, everyone. So the only thing my uncle really tells me much about when I was little, Kitty Cat, was all right.
Little Kitty Cat.
Not to brag or nothing, but it's actually kind of odd, if anything. When I was born, from what my uncle tells me, was very bad storm. Yes, and like thunder, lightning.
Very, very
Please.
frightening.
All of those things, yes. And ever since I was little, I know not how or why I can sometimes do things with all elements. I don't know, it's crazy. I know it's stupid, but I can't really control it either, which is another reason why I'm out here in the world, to find out why. I don't know.
I mean, I saw what you did with those torches. That was really impressive.
Right. It's one of those things where I like sometimes I can know what I'm doing and sometimes I can't. It's like when I really focus really hard on something cool, you know. But I don't know.
So you can do stuff with elements.
Yeah, I think that's why he could use those spell scrolls I made. I wasn't expecting you to be able to use them at all.
Excellent. I'm just gonna run to the other end of the lair, and I'm just gonna like stand brace and be like, Victor, catch my lightning! Quick, do something cool.
Oh,
no.
sure.
No, don't. No, I feel like we shouldn't do this. This is a bad idea.
Not in the mansion, please.
No, I'm down.
Can we not
Yeah,
do it in the
what are you-
mansion?
What are you hurling at me?
Lightning breath.
God.
Okay, you fire a lightning breath at him?
I'm just gonna take a deep breath, let him see it coming, see if he can do anything with it, and then I'm just gonna
Okay.
let loose the charge.
All right, as Varkesh takes it in and lets it loose to you, I'm afraid you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Sure.
What? You can do anything with it?
No, he doesn't have anything to do anything with that.
Nope.
But he's
nope,
got
but
evasion.
Yep, that's half the fun though. Dex save?
Yeah.
Dex save apparently, because Andrew wouldn't let him do something cool with the lightning breath. But okay.
Okay. All right. So you're definitely good at being able to pass it. Now go ahead and see if you can make a This is Arcana, so it's charisma. Make a charisma check.
Huge Dex save.
What save?
Charisma. Do a charisma check.
A charisma check.
Okay. So.
Wow, I'm rolling up there. Holy
So
shit.
first, when the
damn.
lightning is gathered up and comes up, you immediately dodge, and there's that kind of instinct where you just kind of like, whoa, don't want to get touched. But as it blasts by, Smokey and the rest of the party kind of staying down as this zap goes through. You begin to kind of slowly pull it in, as you naturally almost begin to draw the natural energy just from behind as it infuses into his weapon, and you see him sharpen the blade with it as it now sparks like a terrible taser.
That's kick ass. What's happened?
Right, okay. Well, see, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know, okay? Sometimes, like, things happen, and I don't understand fully why.
Yeah, I thought you do that with my tornado.
Yes. And I don't understand all mechanics of it. I just... Sometimes I just really focus on, like, cool shit happening, and then, like, they do, but it's only with certain times. I don't know. I'm trying to learn how to control these things.
But that was cool, and you were trying to avoid it. So next time we'll test just letting it hit you, and then see if something even cooler happens.
Okay. That's fair. That's good experiment. No, okay, this is good. I need to learn these things. That's okay.
I will be gentle.
So evasion, what does evasion do? Halfy or something? I still gotta take damage, right? Like,
No. You succeed, you take
okay.
0.
So
Okay,
evasion
cool.
makes you take half on dex saves if you fail, and
If I fail
completely
it.
avoid if you pass.
Okay.
Yeah, and that 29, that's a good save.
Okay. So I'm just standing there with my whip cracking lightning right now, like, see, I don't know what to do now with this. I'm just gonna like slap a wall just to like get the charge off of it.
Oh, sure, you start destroying some of Smokey's property. As
Yeah.
the stone just kind of
You can fix
fractures.
this, right? I don't know. I'm gonna take key off. I'm gonna take 1 point of key off because you actually have to take key off to sharpen the whip. So I will do that.
Sure.
I
I'm just
turn
gonna
to the
clap in the background, watching my lightning and its whip through face.
I turn to the invisible servant and just say, "You can go now," and all the alcohol leaves the room.
Everyone's had enough to drink.
Just a couple
Then
sips.
the chaos Rook's
That's
also
all
going
it
to slip
takes.
away.
Yeah, you definitely make sure that he has plenty of space to swing that whip around.
And after about a minute, it'll die down. I'll put the whip back down. Be like, okay, so see, this is what I'm talking about, though. I don't fully understand why or how or anything.
Victor, I lean in and whisper to him, I have an iron breath too. Do you want to try that?
Oh, God.
An iron breath?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you said?
Oh, yeah.
An element.
Well, so iron is more metal, which sounds really cool, but I mean, I don't even know how the elements really work. So
Comes
I don't
from
know
the
if
earth.
maybe throwing metal at me is going to be
Varkesh, you would know you need to take a long rest to get that back.
Oh, bollocks.
Yeah, I mean, Victor, did you ever think of asking Velcom about this? He seems really well versed in arcane stuff.
Yeah, so I tried talking to that guy for 5 minutes, and he was very not pleasing to talk to me about things. So I tried to just, kept licking myself, if you recall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But hey, let's not make this all about me, okay? I mean, I appreciate questions and everything, but I'm out. I'm just trying to find my place and trying to find lots of whys, if that helps.
Want to find some wives?
Whys.
I heard wives too.
Why,
So.
why this and why that? Wives later, but that's all. That's me.
Well, thank you for sharing, Victor.
Hey, no problem. Sorry it took me so long to find my parents' names in my notes. No one's. What'd you say, Kayla?
I said it's okay.
Oh.
We you probably don't use them very often, so.
I've never met them, so
Mm.
But my uncle's a really cool guy. I mean, if we ever meet him, or you ever want to talk, he's pretty great. He's very powerful.
I mean, yeah, if he's powerful, I mean, maybe you'd want to come on one of these next dragon hunts.
Yeah.
Maybe. He told me one time. Okay, so you want to hear a story about Vlad?
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
great story. So him and his team, right, go into volcano, right, fight Red Dragon. Okay,
Mhm.
and listen to this. So he jumps onto back of dragon and starts punching it, right? And dragon tries to escape out volcano, and he punches it one more time, and then it comes crashing down to ground. But he jumps off of it and then lands. Very cool.
Did anyone
It's
else
very
hear a little
cool,
Arnie
man.
in that one?
It was chiming in a little bit, yeah. It was so cool. Oh my god! So many Vlad stories. I mean, on and on and on. But yeah, very cool. He rode a dragon and then punched it to death.
Marcus, are you pulling out a pipe?
Hmm?
You pulling out a pipe?
Yes, this is what I made.
I love it. That's fucking awesome. I want one.
Victor,
That's a Gandalf pipe.
Victor, you should write a story about Vlad's adventures.
Ish, why?
Or I make a book about us and the victories.
Still not sold on the name.
It's kind of catchy though. Did you hear about what that team of heroes, the victories, did? I mean, it's kind of catchy.
Did they win?
It sets
It's in the name.
It sets a really high bar.
Well, I mean,
Really high bar.
Failure is not option for the victories.
Down but not out.
We've had to run a few times from.
That's
things
almost.
that
You
were-
could almost put this on shirt. Victories. Failure is not an option. Oh, I'm merching it right now, and I'm just gonna start
I don't-
painting a shirt.
I really
Painting a shirt
don't
idea.
want to be called the Victories.
Victories.
I think he'll get a little more pliable when he's not quite so buzzed.
An option.
Have a lot to drink.
I pick up this Mondo big cup in my little cat paw hand.
I mean, you can definitely wind down for the evening if you'd like. It's Victor's certainly got his slosh in.
Mm-hmm. I think Smokey's good to go.
Okay.
I will throughout the night play with my new alchemy kit and see if I can figure some stuff out.
Sure. Twiddling
Start
and kind of
working.
reading the diagram and the Alchemy
Yes.
101. Yeah, you're
Start
just
working on building that proficiency.
yeah. You start to slowly kind of begin to tinker just a little bit here and there.
Ooh,
yeah.
comment.
Yeah, I forgot about a scrying thing that I heard about. That I think I probably would have shared. Also, one more thing. So 2 days apparently, Barkesh's dad is having a big meeting at his, hideout.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Didn't I tell you about that?
No.
Mm,
Yeah. So one of my scryings, when we were traveling, I was tried, Barkesh's dad, and he was like, I'm grumpy and mean, and
That's like my dad.
I'm going to meet all my people, and we're going to do it right here in like 7 days.
He turns into a cowboy now.
Is that how your dad sounds?
exactly like his dad sounds, yeah.
Oh, okay.
My dad
Yeah.
was a rancher before he was a world-conquering villain.
Oh,
And so that
Good to
was
know.
that was a while ago. So I think the meeting, AJ, correct me, would be 2 days from now.
You have not finished the long rest yet. I want to
So
say 2
not-
days, yeah.
Not
Yeah.
tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow.
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, should we go?
I mean, if nothing else, we could set up like scrying stuff because I was able to scry on him before, and I scryed on him in his hideout. He still hasn't actually enchanted it, which seems weird, though we did kill his wizard. But
Yeah.
I mean, we could just set up like to scry on him during different parts of the day. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we should possibly go there because like we could barely handle like that dragon. Varkesh's dad is way bigger and he has a lot of friends, and they're
They're not
Not-
nice.
Not nice.
Although it'd be, do you think the bronze dragons would be interested in like if we say, hey, there's a dragon in your territory, he's blue and he's mean, and why don't you go find him? And
Didn't we
could
tell them that there was a blue dragon in their territory, and they were like, this is a problem, and then they didn't do anything about it.
Well, now we have like a date and a place.
That's true.
It's proactive.
Well, before we need to do anything, we need to probably resupply.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's my news.
Isn't Varkesh your dad's base? Isn't that close to where?
I think it is actually.
It's close to where
It's Greenwood.
where your
Uncle.
sanctuary thing is, right?
Oh, the temple? Yes. It's
Yeah,
about 2-3 hours away from it.
It's all about here.
Yeah, so we could get there in time.
It's also close to where Victor said Vlad lives.
Around the belt in the mountains.
We could
yes.
just have a whole big family reunion and see everyone.
Excluding my father.
Yeah, let's not see him.
He drinks
Correct,
too
yes.
much at gatherings. He's a terrible dancer.
Yeah, I mean, we could.
He has 4 left feet.
Yeah. He's very mean when he has some scotch.
Okay, well, that's important to keep. Yeah, if you give me like a scrying schedule, I can actually scry a lot.
Once a day on a person.
Well,
Oh, I
isn't that what I thought? That's what if they fail though.
Yeah.
Then I think
No,
if
it's if they succeed. If they succeed on the saving throw,
Oh,
you
that's
don't
what I
get to
meant,
do it
that's what I
again. But
yeah.
if you fail, I think it never says that you can't do it. Like,
We'll double check, but go ahead, but yeah.
Well, anyway, that's I'm gonna go to bed, unless anyone else has something that can't wait.
Not
nope.
that I can think of.
All right.
Rook's not even there anymore at this point.
Oh,
Just Vamanosed.
Rook,
He
Rook-
left during all the chaos of the breath weapon and such. I guess you guys didn't hear that.
Connor,
So
did
it's
you just
thematically
freaking
appropriate.
Busy evading lightning.
So, with the rest of you all basically retiring for the evening, finding your rest as you do, going into the rooms and letting yourselves sleep and regain not only your health, but your spells back to full. Now, of course, every time you do this, you enjoy the full luxuries of this mansion, including the breakfast that will follow in the morning, allowing you to prepare your spells for the next day and giving you the idea of what to do next. So, what are you going to do next?
well, Varkesh was saying that the bag's super full, so we probably want to drop off all of our loot at the castle.
But we need to go see Falcon.
We do need another rod before we hunt a dragon. That's true. I have.
We teleport to Velcom, and then we go straight to Oniel first.
I don't think Velcom gave me a teleportation circle thing, did he?
Do you have the teleport spell?
I do. I don't have it prepared today because I didn't think I would need it.
Well, I mean, you can prepare.
First thing in the
This
morning,
is your
you can
time to
prepare
prepare.
Yeah,
So
it's true. It's
you've
true.
long rested. This is prepare mode.
Okay. I was proactive, damn it. Okay, if I get rid of that, switch that around. We'll get rid of. No, I want to keep that. Carry on.
I give you a 6 in intellect, and he still can't figure out what he wants to.
So the next
I
morning,
have 59 spells and 19 spots.
wizards.
Sounds like a you problem.
Next morning at breakfast, is everyone downstairs, or who's all downstairs for breakfast?
Oh yes, they're all at the dining area.
Mhm.
All right, is Valindra here?
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
So Valindra, I thought of
Mhm.
something that might be able to help
With what?
with your sleeping, because it kept me up for a little bit. It made me kind of crazy, actually. Like,
I like not sleeping.
okay, well, it's still kind of weird. So
Share,
take
share
this-
your
just-
idea with me.
just take this and see if it helps. And I'm going to reach into my bag and pull out this little like metal box.
I'll take the metal box. Is it a fucking music box?
Okay, all you have to do is just open it.
Oh
just
my
open it
god,
up.
it's a music box. I'll
Okay.
open it.
Okay, so when you open it, you'll hear this. As the spring action of opening the box starts this little, and on the inside it's just this little kind of brass looking or metal looking tube with all these little bumps on it. As it starts to slowly just rotate, I'm not gonna sing it, but it's Rock the Casbah. Ding 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 ding
You said you weren't going to sing it.
ding 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 ding.
No, it's not really singing.
So this is a song as it's playing in the background. This is a song that my uncle used to kind of play for me, when I was having bad dreams or couldn't sleep at night. So I don't know, it always seemed to work for me. So I took a lot of time to make this, so perhaps maybe it'll work. I don't know.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's really nice. I'll use it.
Have you ever heard this song before?
I've
It's very-
I've never heard this song before. No, I haven't been really exposed to much music, so it's really pretty though.
I don't know. He said it was a big hit when he was growing up. I don't know. I didn't get out much either when I was, with him, so I had to take his word for it. But there you go. Okay, you're welcome. I'm gonna go back to breakfast now. Okay, bye.
Thanks, Victor.
Yeah.
All right, Smokey, are you prepared?
Minus one music box.
Sure, I'm prepared now.
Okay, great.
You
So
made a music box.
you will choose to go to Velcom first, or
I'm gonna start off with ascending actually to make sure he has something for us to go there for.
okay, so you're gonna go outside to do ascending, right?
I
Or
will,
can
yeah.
you do it across planes? You can do it across planes, I think.
I don't.
You
think I
can, there's just a chance it won't be delivered.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take that risk. I'll brave the elements.
Okay,
for-
great. So as Smokey goes and steps out, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh god damn it.
Yep. Dex is this one. That's
Okay,
7.
so as Smokey
That's a
leaves the front door with the hopeful, assured step of an icy ground on the outside, you find that there is a 10-foot gap between you and the ice below as you begin to fall and hit with a nasty ow.
The dragon
Okay.
cast shatter in the
Okay.
afterlife.
God damn it.
Yeah, you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage from that one.
Smokey is totally having flashbacks of Shatter.
Yes,
Falling
you
apart.
notice now around you that as the door was made, the layer has slowly begun to melt and degrade as the dragon's presence is no longer able to maintain it. It begins to slowly melt away. Choosing to put your door right there was a very fun thing for me to see.
Yeah. Hey guys, the floor is lower.
The
Meanwhile,
floor is
we can't
lava?
hear
What?
anything.
I don't think they can hear you.
I-
They can't hear
Instantly
you.
jump on- Yeah, you're
I mean, I
outside
think,
the thingy.
I think the door is still open. 'cause
The
I
door
didn't
is a
actually
portal that
close
closes
it.
and just.
Oh really? I imagined it was actually like a physical door. that
Oh,
could
sure.
open
If you
and
want,
close.
if you want it to be a physical door, you can. I just imagine like a space that's kind of opens up and you just walk through and appear into a new spot.
Yeah.
You want it to be a door?
Like, kinda, yeah.
Okay, sure.
I think it'd be more adorable.
Ah,
Yeah. All right. So there's a door, and then you just hear a very distant Smokey going, "Eh."
But yeah, I'll do my sending
Okay.
for Velcom.
Can I like poke my head out the door?
Oh yeah. He's 10
Do I
feet down.
see-
Yeah. Hey.
Oh my god. Okay.
Hey.
Hey guys, there's like a drop here.
are we going to need a rope to get out of our own front door?
Yeah.
No, it's about 10 feet. I mean,
I mean, how are you gonna get back up without a rope?
do we need to get back up or are we moving out?
I mean, I guess we can. Are we gonna wait for the giants or?
Oh, do you need me to go get
what-
them again?
What time is it?
They
What
said
time is
they'd be here about daybreak. Smokey would have intentionally woken up around that time to greet them. Nothing else.
No, there are no frost giants coming to you.
Mhm.
Well, then they should be here soon.
You might have guessed the notion
Probably.
that perhaps if anyone looked at it and saw the thing melting and it's a very dangerous, hazardous thing to maybe attempt to cross at this point, they might choose to not come up to greet
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. You know.
I don't think they're coming.
Okay. Well, in any case, I'm gonna do the welcome sending.
I'll just drop down. I don't really want to use a rope.
Okay. But yeah, the welcome sending says what? You're fine, Valindra.
Yeah. Killed white dragon. Rod worked perfectly. Any new rods or items to share?
Love Snooky.
Otherwise, we'll be in Alniel. You're awesome. Keep up the good work.
Okay. So, as that message finishes off, you do get a reply saying, "Oh, marvelous! Excellent work! Yes, please deliver the rod to me as soon as you can. I shall then try to get the next one to you."
Okay. Velcom has asked us to bring him the charged rod, and he is working possibly very close to finishing the next one.
Well, probably best we make good timing then.
All right, everyone, get down here. I think I have to be. There's a certain range. Maybe.
Right. I mean, do
You
we
have to
even need
hold
wait
hands.
do we even need
Yeah.
to wait for giants? I mean, we can just we let them know that maybe it'll be more like mystical if we just poof out of here and they're like,
If
oh
we
my
just
gosh, where did they
disappear.
go? Yeah, right. It'll add to the story of No Name.
Ooh, Varkesh,
Ooh,
it's
no
a...
name group.
Ow! Varkesh, you kind of...
Straight on down.
Well, that may
No
be
name
offensive
group
as
is-
well if we were to do that.
2 bludgeoning damage for Varkesh as he exits.
Ow. My shins.
No name group is kind of catchy, Victor.
Rook is fine.
Catchier than victories, though. I mean, come on.
Yeah, or maybe not no names. Maybe like unknown heroes or something. Like, that's kind of cool. Very mysterious.
I think your edginess
The
is showing.
unnamed.
I'm just saying it's better than victories.
Is it though? I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
In any case, everyone hold hands. We're gonna go. Everyone ready?
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
let's do this.
And focusing on the displacer cloak that I just got from Velcom, I will try and cast teleport.
Yeah, with an associated object, which you all have many of that you took within the past month, you are able to, without any incident, just feel that sudden suction torrent that you now experience for the first time you casting, and arrive once more into the lab as you can see it around you, still in the same warm, kind of a little stale air compared to the crisp, cold, clean ones that you've been outside and exposed to. It's welcoming, and you can see that as you arrive, your presence is a little bit noticed, as Velcom seems to be sitting by his chair, looking down, and then surprised as you suddenly pop into existence. But he goes, Oh, that was fast. Welcome back. Where's the rod? Where is it?
Barkash?
This fucking guy, dude. I love him so much.
Taste fire! And they produce the rod.
All right. Ah, excellent. Woo. He tries to take it from you.
It's rather high up.
Yeah, he just goes to grab it. But he just looks at it and analyzing it very intently. Oh, this is excellent work. Brilliant job. Splendid. He goes off to the side and tries to store it away in a safe place as he returns to you. But now, I am still trying to finish the second rod, but I've come up with a tiny problem recently. Hopefully you might be able to give me some help in this. You see, in order for me to make a rod, I need to infuse it with 2 special types of material. I informed you about this, of course. You knew this, Dragon Man.
Varkesh.
Yes, that one, Varkesh. I forgot your name. Yes, now I could create most of it, but I need the second vital ingredient. Have any of you ever heard of cold iron?
Ooh! Ooh!
Yes,
No.
you. Oh, well.
I have. I'm just joshing you because you couldn't remember my name, you little shit.
Well, aren't we just a little feisty? So then, Mr.
Full of energy
Expert,
today.
what is cold iron?
It is iron that is no longer hot.
No. Cold
Damn it, I
iron
was so
happens
close.
to be
You
a
have to put a what is of Arkesh.
Yeah, it's Jeopardy.
That's how they always get you. Yep.
Cold iron is a very rare, specific type of metal that is usually only...
what is cold iron? Did I get it? No.
Oh my
okay.
god. Can we just hear what cold iron is?
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes.
Keep going.
Now then, cold iron is a metal that is found in very rare locations, typically because it requires it to grow naturally from a vein of ley-lined magical energies, specifically ones attuned to the Fae. Now, those that have been successfully marked with such magics produce a very specific kind of blue-black metal. It's rare, and it's powerful, and it has many interesting qualities into it, some of which have been used to banish those who do not belong in the material realm. However, it also has the properties to protect one from being removed from the material plane, if you are a resident of it. So, protection from these types of magics is quite sought after, and very few ever claimed these prizes. For me, when I created the rods last time, I had to scour through all the metallic dragon hordes. Eventually, they were able to produce some for me to be able to make the rods with, but I spent all of my efforts, and they gave me all they had for me to make the 5 that I could. So, I need more, but I don't know where to find any.
So you're telling me that this iron is not cold?
Well, it'd be cold to the touch, but it's specific.
So I was right then.
Different
Doesn't
type.
matter if
I was right.
It doesn't
Wasn't
matter
I?
if you. It doesn't matter if you were right, Varkish.
I was right. This is the right pipe. I was right.
God. Okay. So how do you suggest we go about getting some more?
Well, perhaps if you ask Jin, he's a bit more friendly when it comes to the dragons. The rest are a bit more... suffice it to say, they're a bit...
Cold like iron?
No. Potentially some are, yes, but they're a bit distant and a bit full of themselves, as it were.
Pompous.
Pompous is another good one, yes. Yes, I wouldn't recommend them. Jin was the only one who was willing to teach me. They usually only teach the elves anything, but there was an exception for me. Luckily, though, of course, you can ask him. He is a knowledgeable fellow. Perhaps he might know where one is.
Smokey, do you want to message him?
I can't. Actually, there was one thing. Velcom. There's one more member of your party that you haven't really talked about much. Wasn't there an elven gentleman who was a magic user?
Yes, a dragonborn sorcerer. Oh, sorry, a dragon blood sorcerer.
Well, I mean, elves have a good connection to the Fae, right? Should we try going that route at all? Is anyone else of your party alive, aside from you?
Well, I'd hope they'd be alive. I didn't imagine that they'd be dead already. They should still be alive.
What was this sorceress fellow's name?
Chander. Chander of the Ember Flame.
Say Chander or Chandler?
Chander.
Chandler.
Where is it? There it is.
It's like Chandler, but drop the L because he's not.
Seems an interesting source. Oh, as a small sidebar here, would you by chance have any use for a large number of dragon parts and/or know of a decent place to sell them?
Oh. Dragon parts, you say? Oh, wait. From the dragon that you slew? Oh.
But of course.
Very interesting.
Wait, why would that be so hard to believe, seeing as we just came back with the rod of power that we need, you know?
Well, very few dare to even try to take on a dragon, let alone try to take its parts to use. That's very bold of you. I would suggest you don't tell anyone in Olniel that you have dragon parts. They probably won't look at you too friendly. A dragon-controlled city doesn't really like that.
Even if
That's
it's
a good point.
why I'm bringing it to your attention first.
Yeah,
Well,
good
you
point.
see, the problem is that when you give them something like this, the power that's inside some of these materials can be very tempting, and you might find that a few dare to try and kill the lesser drakes, even if they're metallic, just to get a taste of the power. It has been banned in Olniel for quite some time, but I would be more than happy to take it off your hands if you wouldn't.
Not for free.
Well, what would you do with them?
Well,
Sell them.
or actually, as we said, we have connections with the etchers who possibly could use them to make objects.
An
And
etcher.
at least one accomplished crafter in our midst as is.
An etcher could potentially take some of the magic and use it, though of course they'd have to be quickly used, since you would find that the organs, as they were, would decay rapidly, and magic would begin to seep, as it were. That's why I had you implant the rod immediately after its death in order to take most of the magic. So I don't know if the organs are really that effective, since you've taken quite a lot of it already.
Preserved in ice currently.
Well, out of curiosity, Velcom, how do you feel about dwarves, or more specifically, the etchers?
Why, I have nothing against etchers. Why?
Well, I mean, we kind of have them like not locked up, but they're kind of cramped in our little castle. I wonder if they'd be happier here because you.
Oh, no! Having you here is too much already. I would not have any more invade my sanctuary, no.
Oh my god, he's me.
Heavens no!
Heavens, no more people.
All right, just thought I'd throw that out there. I'll take it back.
Yes, you take
Right,
it.
Don't
right.
give our
So-
wretches away.
So what you're saying is I should perhaps not walk around with this dragon tooth necklace in the city as I hold up my dragon tooth necklace.
Keep
Probably
your
bad
ears at it
idea.
very
Just step away
slowly.
before everyone gives him the big.
Probably bad idea. Yeah, I should probably take this off, or maybe just hide it. You know?
Well, that's not a
I-
dragon's bone.
Yes, it is. Have you ever seen dragon tooth before?
Yes,
Pull it
I've
back
seen
out.
many dragon teeth. That's not a tooth.
I look at the rest of the group. Is he crazy?
What? That's not a tooth.
I mean,
Pretty sure this is. I took it from a dragon's mouth. You crazy old man. So you're okay. I'll just put it under my shirt. It'll be fine. I'll just like. There's like a little piece sticking out. Like.
Couldn't stand to break his heart.
Can I just like give Velcom a look of like, just go with it?
It's a weird, winky, insight checky kind of
I'm
thing,
gonna say he's
whatever
gonna do
you
an
call it.
insight check to see if he gets the gist of what you're trying to tell him.
Come on, man.
Because I can't remember if he has like some. I hope he has a boost in it to some degree. Nope, he doesn't. So 7. He doesn't quite pick up on your little hint. He just seems to just look at him, going, "You're insane. That's not a dragon's tooth or anything
I will pull
dragon."
it back out. I will pull it back out. All right. What about this is not the dragon tooth? It is a sharp, pointy thing I pulled out of a dragon's mouth.
But they look completely different. As he pulls out a minor illusion in front of his hand, you just see what one looks like. That is a dragon's tooth. That is not a dragon's tooth. This is a dragon's tooth.
Do I believe him?
Make an intelligence check.
Sure.
yes.
Because that'll go great.
No, I mean, yours looks close enough. I mean, it got chipped, right? I mean, battle happened, and it, tried to take a bite out of you.
Perhaps one day, if you pull actual tooth out of actual dragon, you'll know what actually looks like, and I will put it back down in my shirt.
Maybe the teeth vary across species or something. So if the magic from the organs is already gone, do you still want the dragon parts?
I could see if they could be useful, perhaps. They might be used for potion making.
Are you good at that?
I dabbled a little, but I'm not an expert.
Do you have any like books I could borrow on it?
On alchemy?
Yeah.
I might have a few somewhere buried. I can check if you'd like.
Yeah. I'd like them.
Well, all right then. He'll just go off as he begins to search. He continues to talk as he's looking around and going, "I don't suppose that as you go off to find my cold iron, you'll be able to gather anything else for me, perhaps?"
Such
I mean,
as
possibly. What are you looking for?
Well, I am a collector of rare items as well, and I'd be happy to take anything that you don't really care for. Some magical items, that you might come across. Ah, here it is. And he pulls out a little book, and he brings it over to Valindra. You can see this is basically like a student's version of Tutorial 101, Alchemy for Dummies, a starting kind
Well,
of
gotta
stuff.
start
for dummies.
somewhere.
Yes, alchemy
Gotta
for
start
dummies.
somewhere, so I'll take it.
Velcom, I was wondering, could we have maybe a conversation in private if you have any place, private to have a conversation? I'd like to talk to you about those rods and dragon essences specifically.
I suppose, he'll just go off to the side, and you see him walk over to where he had put his magnificent manor before, and he's going to recast it for today, a little early, but he's going to put it up, but make sure this time that it allows those of you who wish to come in. And he opens the door. After you.
Thank you. I was meaning privately, just like us two.
Yes, just you and I shall go in.
Okay.
Smokey turns around with his shoulders slumped.
Oh.
Now, discuss among yourselves. Don't touch anything! As he goes inside.
I would like to touch everything.
Just knocking over vases.
Yeah,
Actually, as soon as they go in, I'll be like, oh, Valindra, you know what you could do when you're not sleeping, which is really weird and kind of crazy?
It's not that. I mean, I guess it's weird. It's very helpful. Anything. Suggest it.
See if maybe, because you're going to study about alchemy for Rook, right?
Mm-hmm.
See if maybe he has any books on, like, that big thing that we fought in the room. I don't even know if it's still there or not, but it almost tried to kill us.
Oh, the construct.
Yeah, the big metal thingy. Yes.
I can try. I probably won't be able to make one of those for years of studying, though. It looks kind of complex. But I'll definitely try it.
You never know. Maybe you have knack for these things. I mean, I do little baby tinkers, but that intrigued me very much. That's something, perhaps. Maybe you have hidden talent for it. You don't even know unless you try.
I'll look into it. I'll ask him about it. See if he has
great, perfect. Okay.
anything for me to read on it.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, with your own, are you guys going to be touching things?
Nope.
No, I'm not actually.
Okay. All right. So, Varkesh, you have a tiny moment for Velcome to answer a question or two.
Yeah, and I'm typing the question out to you. And stuff.
Party secrets.
Okay.
So, Rook, what do you hope to learn from alchemy, by the way?
Well, it's not so much a matter of learning as gaining some additional tools. I don't know if you noticed, but I was largely useless in that last fight. I would like to be able to do something
I did not notice that at all, actually, but go ahead. Oh, you mean like you want to put stuff on your bows, your arrow, your bolty thingies?
Potentially. Some handheld objects I could toss, maybe create something similar to, like, just obviously not the same intensity, but the similar effect to, like, a fireball would be excellent. Like a bomb,
Holy
basically.
Shit.
That sort of thing.
Or maybe you could, like, make a big poof ball of smoke or something, so you could, like, run away.
That would be quite nice, being able to move that sort of obstruction would be excellent.
Yeah, it was super effective in the last fight.
Hence why I couldn't really do much.
Learn from your enemies, yes. So maybe there's a way that you could do this, right? Because your thing is like you shoot and hit things like very specifically to like kill things, like that. So
yes.
Maybe some ways to like give yourself same effect that the dragon was using. That would be cool.
That is the idea. Would be especially handy on anything that fights similar to me from a distance.
Writing down notes.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything you want to know about? I've got Rook down for alchemy. I've got. You want me to copy spell scrolls? Could I have tried to copy a spell scroll last night while I was awake? And
You mean just write one?
Yeah.
Do you have the
for
Arcana
absorb
skill?
Elements. I can make an Arcana check.
Do you have the
I'm
Arcana
not
skill?
proficient in it.
Oh, you need that.
Okay, well, I'll work on studying.
You could learn that skill with enough time.
Yeah, I'll spend half the night working on alchemy and half the night working on Arcana. Well, no, I should probably prioritize.
Just do alchemy.
I don't think there's any way to actually gain a skill proficiency either.
I think
You can gain proficiency in tools of
Actually,
life,
it's a
but skill
long time.
proficiencies are specifically not mentioned in Mordecai and Stone.
It's Xanathar's guide that allows you to do it.
Yes, my apologies. Xanathar's guide specifically does not say anything about skill gain.
I'll just work on alchemy for now, and I'll tell Smokey. I might have a hard time with scrolls because even though I know the spell, I'm not as smart as you. I don't understand like how it works. I just know.
But yeah, so as you are talking about that, Velcom will eventually exit with Varkesh stepping out. Well, interesting proposal, I suppose. Best of luck to you in your efforts. I will certainly help if I can. It is intriguing.
Okay, well, thank you for your help. And, yeah. He's gonna, like, slump away, look defeated. Completely and utterly defeated.
Oh. Trying to, like, very distracted by Varkesh's body language, Smokey will go
His,
up
like,
to
tails dragged on the floor. He's the slump.
Mr. Velcom?
Yes!
You wouldn't happen to know either the slow or the blink spell, would you?
The slow spell? No, that one absolutely not. And blink? Never heard of that one either.
Okay. Just those are two I'm hoping to add to my repertoire.
Still trying to expand your book, I understand. Yes, very well. Don't get too caught up, though. You'll need to find your niche. You have one, don't you?
I mean, like I said, my specialty is abjuration.
That's the one, yes. Focus on that.
Yeah, I mean, I just find there's not as many spells as in some of the other, focuses.
Well, perhaps you could expand upon it. Best of luck to you. As he does a little tap on your thigh. Now then, was there anything else that you needed from me?
So wait, are we going to the Feywild or something? Like,
Oh gosh, no! How? No, you can't possibly go there. You don't have the means, do you? Do you?
no.
Not
No.
yet, no.
Well, there would be no real use for you to go there. I wouldn't suggest it. Cold iron exists here in the material plane. It grows from the ley lines that connect specifically to the Feywild.
No.
Yeah, so we gotta contact Jin, see if he has any leads for us. But, I mean, I could teleport one more time, but I think it may be better if we go to the castle and drop off all of our stuff we don't need. We haven't been there in a while anyway.
Shouldn't we do the shopping here now before we teleport back?
Shopping where?
When we travel to the city, and then we teleport back to the castle.
I mean, we could.
It would also be worth our time, I think, to perhaps put in an inquiry with Lulu. She may be able to acquire some for us.
I was contacting Lulu. I don't know where she last was. She could be. I would guess she's in Alniel. She likes the dragons a lot.
Well,
I could
they
contact
do
her.
come with a certain prestige.
I can scry on her.
Yeah? Sure, let's go see. Give it a try.
I'll try to scry.
Okie dokes. That's a wisdom save for Lulu.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nope.
Aha.
So, you're able to...
Tell me where that bitch.
as you begin to kind of focus into the drift globe, using it as your focus to be able to look into it and see past, you find that you are guided towards Alniel as you see yourself hovering over the city before coming down in, and you could see that Lulu is working hard. She seems to have a lot of papers and other books and notes piled up beside her. She has what appears to be a very different amount of other things that she's been analyzing. Some of these look like reports, some of them look like orders for magical items. You can see that she's under an investigation of some sort, that she's trying to figure out the solution to something, but you also see that she has books that seem to have other types of information put on there. You can see some little guides for histories of the world, the Dark Ages, Age of Reckoning, all these different like tomes that seem to kind of give a little bit of hints here and there that what she can do, and a few other pieces of notes and things that she keeps track of and pulls up and reads from time to time. You guess these could be gossip. Just from looking at them just carefully, you can see that they might be someone making a record of finding out if dragons have had any uproars recently, have there been any thefts of the dragon vaults. There's a lot of work that she's going on with.
Can I, like, does any piece of information or note or anything like that stand out to me as, like, particularly odd? Or can I notice, like, if there's, like, a common thread through all of them or anything like that?
You would notice that the main thread of it is she's looking up about information about the past, specifically during the Age of Reckoning. You can see that she is doing some investigation and tracking about magic items and the sources, and complaints and reports about missing and false items, as well as what appears to be some information in regards to asking around about the current state of things in Olniel and the dragons.
Okay.
Those things.
Do I see, like, a particular part or person of interest of the Age of Reckoning, or is it just the Age of Reckoning as a whole?
Those ones are closed right now. She's not currently reading or focusing on them, but you could see that those books particularly revolve around that subject. The one she's currently working on right now looks to be reports about false items.
Like my gloves?
Yes.
Hell yeah, get them, Lulu. Okay. I will then tell everyone, yeah, she's in Olniel, so if we want to talk to Lulu, we could go to Olniel.
All right, that sounds fine. I'll need to rest for. I mean, I don't know how long we've been here, but I'll need a little more time. But then I can get us to Olniel without too much trouble.
Okay. Hey, Velcom, you said that you wanted. Do you need anything from Olniel? Do you want us to go shopping for you?
Well, that's a very nice thought, but I don't necessarily need to. I'll be fine for where I am. I have plenty of stores. And should I ever need to, I will go myself.
Yeah, and you said you want something else other than the cold iron. Did you ever say what it was? Or has it slipped my mind?
No, just the cold iron. That's all I'm missing.
I swear you said something.
If you had any magic items that you didn't want anymore.
Right, magic items. Okay, I'm with you.
Before we go,
Hey.
there was something that may be useful that I can do. I can try and find the location of the other two dark staff things like Valindra has.
Oh.
Yeah, I need to find those.
I can probably do that now before anything else happens.
How can you wait? Oh, I'm not going to question it. Sure, yeah.
Because he's got a fish and he's amazing. That should be enough of answer, yes.
I'm going to take out the incense and all the other things that I've got left, and obviously once again using my own horns as the other medium for the spell, and I'm going to cast Legend Lore on the staff if Valindra will let me kind of like either touch it or something like that.
Yeah.
Alright, so for the black rods, you'll cast Legend Lore.
Yep.
Okay, so, for Legend Lore, as you, let's see, double check, casting time 10 minutes, alright. Yeah, okay, so, as you begin to focus, you recall this is the time when you cast the spell to learn about the battlefield where Draken was slain, or supposedly. As you focus and you begin to kind of sit there in meditation, the incense beginning to slowly take your senses as you begin to shift and your vision changes. The first thing that comes to mind as you can just like begin to sense things around you is darkness. Eventually it begins to slowly illuminate, and the first thing that comes to your vision is a very disturbing image of a decayed body, some kind of grotesque-looking humanoid that has been settled into some kind of alcove of dark black obsidian-kind stone. But on him, you can see that there are two things that are wrapped around by his hands, crossed like this. You can see one black rod, very similar to Valindra's. However, the other one looks to be of a different sort, black in nature, but with a hint of blue. From some previous discussions, you have a little inkling about what this is, Varkesh.
Cold iron, that might not be cold.
It could potentially be cold iron, with the description of him talking about a blue-tinted black metal. This looks like it, and with the way that he talks about its rarity, this looks to be maybe one of them. This particular rod has a bit of a carving on it. It seems to have like a stick that has a curve to it. And you can see the other one is just the black rod itself. Crossed on this arm, it pull away from the vision. You can see this dark chamber, this design and interior looks familiar slightly, and you kind of feel that you recognize some of this patternage and the way that it's just been shaped. It reminds you a lot of Smokey's Manor. as you can see yourself pull away from it, your vision begins to slowly kind of go back as it pulls you away, seeing almost like this reversed run as you go through each room that seems to kind of lead away from the center of this location. Farther back, you go through what appears to be a room covered in a black kind of layer that seems to have a bridge in the center where you can see this black tar-like liquid that is sloshing in there with other bodies currently tucked into alcoves. Further down, it bends to the right, and you can see it just shoots up, and suddenly you emerge into another dark cavern, but this one is cold. There's mist on the ground, and you can see there's this terrible kind of weird swirling motion and a clicking noise, a very distinct, and two bright red eyes that just seem to sip around and look before you're pulled again away, and you can see yourself going through a hall. This one seems to be a narrow passageway. To the left and right, you can see statues carved out of this other black stone, this dark purple kind of obsidian glass that seems to be making this interior. And to the sides, you can see skeletal bodies and hands reaching up slowly, cracking and breaking as they're trying to grip at nothing. But you move past this narrow bridge. Going on, you find yourself at the top of a tower, and as your vision spirals up, you can see down what appears to be this continuing spiral of a staircase with carvings of grotesque creatures put onto the side, winding down, down, down. Finally, you hit once more a floor and zip through a hall very quickly. You can see what appears to be these blurred images of other types of carvings and pieces put into the walls, some intricate level of maybe trap work or design. It's hard to tell, but you move through and eventually get sucked into a stone wall and emerge out from the other side. Another room, this one completely submerged in this sickly kind of green-white smoke, where skeleton bones and other figures lay dead and decayed beneath this kind of vapor. As you slowly pull out and come into a vast black cavern, the echoing from this chamber is immense, and you can see that as you continue to fly backwards, a nasty pit of black is exposed beneath you. As you can see, a chasm that separates you from the remainder of this entrance as you once more get pulled into what appears to be a very bizarre design as it slowly changes into a bit more of a masoned look. And you can see yourself turn into what appears to be a chamber, a circular one with 5 other halls that extend out from the center. The one you came from just kind of emerges in front of you as your vision lifts up again. You can see what appears to be at the center a circle, a teleportation circle. As you stare at it closely, the circle begins to spin very slightly, and as it does, it begins to shift, and it changes from a dark gold rune on the bottom to a black ink on parchment. And as the black ink on parchment comes away from your body, and you can see it slowly begin to leave you, as you see the pages begin to flip and close, a very familiar sight meets your gaze as a grimoire is placed in your vision, and slowly you can see it then settled right next to Smokey.
I just
Oh my god!
snap out and I look to Smokey and like, your book! Did you check the book? That weird circle. The book! Damn it, man! The book! Check the book! Book!
Look at the book. He's saying, check in the book. Look at what he's looking in the book.
I
The
take out
rod
my
would definitely be
memoir.
visible if it was in the book.
What? I have a
Wait,
book.
flick, 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 flick. Flick pages.
I know. What am I looking for?
Look for a teleportation circle.
I have 2. Which one do you want?
Not the one that, or I exclude the one that takes us to our house.
Okay.
And I look at it and I try and use my memory to see if it's
It is
that.
exactly that. Is the spitting
It's that.
image.
The rod is there, as well as what I think may be cold iron as well. And also death.
Cold iron? Where? What'd you say? What?
Oh boy, I'm more
And death,
concerned about the
and-
death.
And death. Yes, he did say death. Okay, we'll count that too. All right.
It was a very scary place.
Well, hold that thought. Grandpappy.
Grandpappy.
So did you ever go in the grimoire? There's 2 teleportation circles. One leads to, and this is all mental, of course. One leads to Grey Keep. Have you ever been to the other destination in the book?
Well, grandson, no, I have not been to that one because that is the Forbidden Circle. That is the one that is the guarded secret.
The guarded secret where the biggest blue lives or sleeps.
No. But
Oh, no.
it was his
It's his horde.
I feel as if you're slowly beginning to understand, grandson. The amount of responsibility you have on you. That is the circle of power. That is the circle that leads to treasure. That is the circle that leads to the answers to everything. But it is also the doom of the world.
So, taking it a little bit more like bullet points. Doom of the world. What was that about?
Oh, well, the amount of items that have been probably put in there has been extensive and could potentially destroy the material plane, but no one will do that because they're safe and secure, and you're making sure that no one is going to go in there to take them.
So what if?
Except us.
But I mean, what if there was something that, so the world's in danger right now.
Yes,
So-
it is. By the way, very good job at taking out the dragon.
Oh, thanks. But but so you've seen everything I've seen, or do you hear? I forget the rules. Does he perceive through my senses?
I know all.
Great. So,
There is no privacy with you anymore. I am here forever.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
There
It's my
goes my
nightmare.
there goes my me time. But
I'm just imagining Smokey making a whole bunch of really complicated faces this entire time without saying anything to the rest of us.
yeah, just like this. So we need these black rods for Valendra, and apparently Varkesh says that one of them is stored in the forbidden place.
Oh, well, that does not surprise me. That is probably something of great power that is kept there to be safe, so that no one else could use it against the suzerain.
Yes. Is there a password to disarm? He was talking about all this really terrible sounding stuff. Is there a safe word?
I am not familiar with anything for it. I never went there. I was
Then
never
you
told about it. I was only told to never let anyone take the secret. It is a very well-guarded secret of the suzerain. Any of the blue dragons who try to take hold of this circle will surely go in to try and take dominance not only of their own clan, but of the rest of the world if they're greedy enough.
Right. So no safe word.
No, not that I know of.
Banana.
Okay.
Kumquat.
And you don't, aside from these legends of never take the secret, there's no I don't know, there's not even legends that you've heard of what became of those so foolish to enter that circle.
The suzerain always talked about how he kept things very well cleaned and organized, and that he made sure that no one would be able to take them except for himself. He was the only one who had the knowledge to be able to get in and out safely.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks, Grandpappy. I'll talk to you soon.
Oh, I'll be here.
Yep.
Still here.
Yep. Yep.
All the
Get out
time.
of my head.
Okay. So turns out door number 2 leads us to it could very well lead us to a place where there is another Ebon Empress rod.
Well,
I just told you that.
we need to go there.
Oh,
Yeah, great.
That
Okay.
is true enough. I forgot. Varkesh, there's another one that you actually get to have a glimpse on as well.
Is it the
I was
final
wondering
rod?
about
There are 2 other rods. I keep forgetting. Yes. So, but sorry, he got excited about the whole and I completely.
It's a two-parter panic.
It's
fine.
a 2-parter. Yeah.
Still in the trance. He's like, check the book, check the book, check the book.
And back into the war.
Yeah, so the other part of the vision that comes to you, because there are 3, the third rod is the one that you will now see. This one leads you to what appears to be a very warm and red place. As you look around, you can see that the exterior is just some kind of built-in cities, dwarf-like in design somewhat, but not quite. It seems to just be built into the mountainside. In the center, there is a large lava-like lake, and you can see what appears to be a massive amount of what you would assume could be treasures and wealth and other different kinds of amazing wonders that have been collected over years and years. But at the heart of it, you can see that there is what appears to be a black rod settled in with quite a few other items. However, as your vision begins to settle on it, you can then see a large red claw go next to it. And as your vision expands out, you can see what appears to be a gigantic red dragon. This one, much larger than the white that you fought, and it seems to have a greater threatening presence to you. As your divine insight allows you to see this, even though you know your presence keeps you safe from any harm, there is this sudden kind of look and lurch as the dragon seems to sense your own presence and begins to look at you. Not seeing you, but seems to look at your direction. And focus on...
I'm just gonna, like, spirit ball out there slowly.
Well, as you try to slowly move away from it, his vision almost seems to follow you, as it seems to look at your prying. But you can see that as you begin to look around, that this entire area is made in such a very bizarre manner. There are people here, lots of different various kinds, some of them large and almost like you, but very different. You recall them. They look very similar to the kobolds that you had faced before, the giant hulking creatures. You also see what appear to be humanoids that walk around, some withered and decayed, and some just as slaves. A few seem to be more of a elite class, dark and fair. They seem to have this beautiful black-like hair and this kind of bright, brilliant eye that seems to kind of exude magical essence and fiery nature in their blood.
Do I recognize any of them?
They look very similar to an individual you have seen before. They have a very noticeable appearance. They look like Kindrel.
Yep.
Like Kindle.
Oh, fucking A!
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Not
Okay.
this guy again! Ugh.
So,
And
when
as
I
you
pop out of there,
you
I'm
do
just
pull
gonna be
away, and you do see one thing. The last thing, it is in a mountain. As you move away, you can see this active volcanic kind of spew moving off, and as you zip away, you realize that as the direction pulls back to you, you feel like you know it is in the north.
Well,
Hey, we're in the north.
No, you are not in the north. Not anymore. This is more of like the northwest.
So, more bad news. Book of Death and Fiery Volcano of Death, where a red dragon so happens to be holding the third and final rod, surrounded by none other than individuals much like Kindrel, if you remember him.
No. I was fine with the red dragon. I'm fine with the Book of Death. I don't want to deal with Kindrel again.
Which is interesting, really, because the creatures that I saw there, they were like the kobolds that we fought in the cave before Victor left to
I
work with
wonder
other
if-
people. Maybe there was like a test or an experiment, or maybe the subjects got free and he had to kill them all before something happened.
What concerns me about this is that he made off with the Archon Stone. So he could be doing this himself, although he seems to have some sort of hatred for kobolds in general, so that would be very odd.
Maybe Kindrel escaped from there. Maybe those aren't actually his. Maybe like they were his people, and then he left because like they're red dragon. I don't know. He never told us like who he was working for or anything like that.
True.
Well, he did.
Well,
I think if we see him in future, we just
Before
have to
the
be
insight is
incredibly
shared, as Smokey seems to be looking like he wants to tell you something, a little piece of information kept to his own. We're going to go on a break as you then uncover what has now been told about Kindrel. So we'll be right back, everybody. Just hold in a little tight. We shall give ourselves a little break, and we will return shortly.
Dang it! I hate
Awesome.
this guy.
Okay, and we are back. So, with that done and out of the way, you guys have what appears to be a little bit of information from Smokey to kind of give you a bit more insight to Kindrel and his current circumstance.
Friggin' Kindrel.
Do you guys want me to say it again for the stream, or?
Yeah, save it.
Yeah.
Stream.
So, I actually, when we were traveling, I did actually a lot of scrying myself, and one of the people I scryed on was Kindrel, and I saw him. I mean, from Varkesh, what you're saying, like some sort of city built into an active volcano, and it was interesting because he looked like he was researching, and he was researching magical items in particular. And he had all these books around him about the Age of Wonder and the Age of Dragons. And there was, like you were saying, these big kobold things walking around. I didn't know what they were. But I noticed about the city, it seemed really, really in good repair, as opposed to like, you know, what Trilak used to look like. There was like those ruinous parts. This place looked really good. Like it hadn't been touched by like any of the wars at all.
Well, that is certainly interesting. It must be somewhere very well hidden then.
He seemed in a really posh place too. Like he seemed set up.
Friggin' Kindrel.
Well, the dark, scary place that I saw, I could be wrong, but I don't think that I am. I don't think it's here. Meaning, I think it's on a different plane entirely.
Can teleportation circles make that happen, Smokey?
I would like to Arcana check that because I don't. Not normally, as to my meta knowledge. Can I do an Arcana check there, AJ?
What was the question? Sorry, I was typing to
Yeah.
someone else.
That Varkesh doesn't feel like that this dark place that he legend lore is actually here in this plane of existence. That it's somewhere else.
We're trying
Oh.
to find out if teleportation
Ooh.
circles can even cover that. Which I don't think they can across planes.
The teleportation circle itself would require you to go into a connection somewhere here in the material, but Varkesh would kind of know a little bit that as he moved through the hallway, there was a shift. It's kind of a hard thing to know for sure, but there is a little of it's like you won't know until you go there. So Smokey can't really know. You can't make a check.
Sure.
And there's also another thing. The information that you mentioned about your grandfather relaying to you about that this is the first suzerain's lair. I might be in a bit of trouble in the
Sure.
regards of if he's put up many protections and wards to hold off blue dragons from taking his stuff, I might have an issue traversing that place. It might not happen, but it's a thought.
It's
to
true.
think about.
I mean,
Yes, I see what you're saying. Like if you wards against blue dragon specifically, and you definitely have blue dragon blood.
we could keep you in your workshop as
I mean-
much as possible.
Well, as I said, we'll have to see when we get there. But the last thing I want to happen is something bad, and then it hinders me from being able to keep you guys from not being dead.
Yeah.
This definitely seems like a dangerous situation. But it seems like that's about all we've ever signed on for recently.
Mm.
Of course, we could always just disregard that one and try to deal with Kindrel and his kin first, but...
Yeah, about that dragon was huge, and there was a lot of them.
Compared to your dad, how big was it?
Oh, it was about the same size.
Compared to White Dragon we just fight.
That dragon we fought looked like a pipsqueak in comparison.
Holy shit.
we had best
Okay.
not go there first, then.
Yeah, I think AJ, I'm just gonna spitball, but like I'll do minor illusion. I'll have like a chihuahua-sized white dragon next to like a golden retriever blue dragon.
Okay.
I'm just gonna point to the golden retriever.
Well, no, they're dragons, but they're just the size reference,
Right.
Are you asking him if it's larger than that?
like the size difference.
Oh,
Chihuahua versus the golden retriever as far as the
Okay,
white-
so yeah, so if Varkush was kind of like looking at those two sizes,
With this big.
I mean,
just for comparison's sake.
almost that'd be close. Yes, it might be a little
Wow.
smaller than a golden retriever, but you're getting close.
So that's the white dragon. This is Varkesh's dad.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
He is a big guy.
And the red.
And the red.
Mhm.
I think it's best that we not try to do anything with that then.
And there were a lot of his people's underlings all
Of
over
course,
the place.
We could always try diplomacy. We
But
do at
you-
least have one person who doesn't hate us there.
And sidebar question note of this is place where you believe to be one of Valindra's rods? Yes.
I saw it directly in
So-
amongst the Golden Horde,
So
which there was a lot of.
so perhaps we'd not do this right now because we just that one. But at some point, I mean, we do want to find Valindra's rod, but also make a rod from the essence of. So this could be a good thing. It's like multitasking, but maybe not. Perhaps right this very moment. Yes. No.
I think our best immediate goal would be to go after Valindra's rod in from the circle that we have.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm okay with this. Big red scary dragon, bigger than one we just fought, is not necessarily on my to-do list. Right now.
Okay.
Yes.
There's also two other things that kind of become like points that you can realize, I guess, you might be overlooking, or I know your characters would probably become two. You need a dragon of significant power to destroy something.
The ring.
Mm-hmm.
So the red is one. Potential, from just what Varkush described, could be useful in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But you also do know that you need to infuse another Rod of Absorption into a red dragon eventually.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what I was saying about, Valindra's rod and then another rod. I mean, it's kind of like multitasking when we go there, but I'm not trying to necessarily go, right now.
Weighing it up, I would rather deal with Dark Scary Corridor place than Big Fire Briefly place.
Well, plus it kind of makes sense because if we need cold iron to make a new rod to absorb the next dragon,
Right.
then
Yes,
we should
yes.
go get the cold iron, and then, yeah,
Before going
Let's
after
go
another
on to
dragon.
dragon, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So my plan makes sense what I said then. Thank you, Valindra, for backing me up on this. Very good.
Well, if your plan's a good idea, I'll back you up on
You're
it.
starting to believe in your leader. This is good. Turn of
No,
events for you.
no, not so much leader. I'm
This
beginning
is
to believe.
why the
No.
victories are the best.
Stop that. We're not the victories. I refuse.
I concur with our feline leader.
He's not.
There you
okay.
go. 2 out of
I'm
5.
with Valindra.
2 for 2.
He's-
Hold on to your vote, Smokey. We'll see. We'll
Look,
leave
we
it in
can-
suspense.
We can settle this right now. Smokey, do you think that Victor is our leader?
What? Uh, I mean, I think it's sort of like a hat situation. Like sometimes you wear the hat, sometimes he wears the hat, like
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, so not one person is constantly the leader. We're all a team, and occasionally one person might lead point if they know more about the situation, right?
You all do hear this little
Sorry, this is just really important, Velcom. Smokey, I need you to definitively say Varkesh. Victor
Bring me into
is not the leader.
I'd say at this point, and I'll turn to Victor, as you are the most recently joined member of the group, I feel it's fair to say that you're in your trial period still, and voting you as leader is ambitious.
But the team is named after me. You would think it would be I am team leader if the team is named after me.
No, hold up. We did not agree on a name.
I could have
I
sworn we just did like 5 seconds ago. The victory. Okay, all right.
Decide. Okay.
We
Yeah,
can
well,
discuss this later. It's fine.
Sorry,
we just
Velcro.
we really need to come up with this sooner than later. Is all I'm saying.
In my opinion, I believe that there are greater problems in the world right now.
There is nothing greater than this problem.
This entire project is about banishing Draken again. We need to remove his essence from the material and all other planes.
He's already doing off his own thing. One problem at a time.
All right.
This is a big
so,
problem.
where are we going to next?
On the owl?
All right.
Well, again, we need to do something with these dragon parts before we go there.
Oh, right. Gosh. Okay. So I'm going to circle, and we're going to go back to the Have you been to the castle yet, Victor?
I do not know, Kessel, what you speak. Is this our headquarters? I should probably be part of our headquarters if this is what you speak of.
I mean, yeah, it was something that was handed down through my family for generations.
I am the steward, as you can see.
It's
with
not
this
quite
fantastic
grandson. Don't forget, it was not handed down to us.
You know
It was
what?
not handed down to us.
Yeah. Grandpappy's in my ear, not his.
I love it.
So, yeah, if there's anything else people need from Velcom, I can start drawing the circle to get us back to a base.
A nudge for Lindra.
Just like Checker.
Oh, yeah.
Book.
Do you have any books on like constructs or tinkering or anything like that I could, start reading and learning about?
Well, I do have some materials in regards to that, but it would be far beyond your needs, I suppose. You're not a wizard, are you? Not classically trained.
No, I'm not a wizard, but I pick up on some things.
You see him a little bit more smugly pulls out a large ironed tome, and he just kind of pushes it on there and goes, well, by all means, can you understand this? It's quite complicated.
Can I read it?
As you open it and read it, it's not necessarily about knowing the language, it's about putting some brain power to figure it.
Someone just put their doctorate thesis in front of you, is what he's saying.
And as you do read
Field
it,
you've never studied.
as you look at it carefully, it does start to make sense to you.
Oh.
Because you are of a spellcaster who I believe has 2 5th level spell slots or higher,
Yep.
then yes, you can understand this.
No shit.
The tome itself looks to be a very complex and detailed process of crafting an iron golem.
Oh, shit. What's that?
What the fuck?
Yep.
I mean,
Okay.
Velcom, it seems a little bit wordy, but if I'm understanding the basic premise, then, all you really need is to be able to, connect this to this, and then you put this piece in. I get the basic concept. I'd like to spend some more time with it, if that's okay with you.
He's a little surprised at that, but he just goes, but I don't know if I could give this to you. This is a very rare and important book. I use it to make my constructs, you know.
Well, could I have like a copy or?
Rubbings, maybe.
He goes off to the
Are
side
the
and
pages
for...
made of iron?
I'm gonna go up to him and say, you said you like magic items, yes?
Yes?
Okay, what if I make trades for her to be able to read this? I'll take off my cloak of the manta ray and slap it down. Maybe even in exchange for her to be able to read book, yes?
Oh, it's tempting. Make a persuasion check.
Sweet.
And your trade is dragon tooth necklace.
Persuasion. If
Some
it's
meta
not,
knowledge,
if,
though,
it,
those
if,
things
it,
are consumed in use, so...
if it's not good, I'm already pre-planning. I'm going to use a luck point to say it. Persuasion.
Yes, persuasion.
Never mind.
Yo!
Oh, okay. So,
Just saying.
basically handing it in a very tempting and tantalizing way. You kind of know how to hold the cloak just to make it do a little bit of like a shing, like a good old Vanna White. You just like this.
Showcase it off.
It definitely
This whole
catches his
thing?
eye, and he is going to... All right, fine. But you must be sure to bring it back intact.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna like dismantle it or anything.
All right. And if you lose it, then you owe me another item of equal value to the book.
Yep.
It's legendary.
That sounds totally fair.
How is your
Thanks.
soul as a down payment?
Isn't it consumed in like the use of it too?
Only if you finish.
Okay.
We have no idea what we're buying right now.
So
I mean,
basically,
she's
we have
not going to
absolutely
get
no
through the
use for
whole
it.
book. But the pages are like iron, right? So I could make rubbings of the.
You could potentially try to, but it's not just like etched into. There's a lot of actual like diagrams and molds and actual kind of like little bumps and raises in there too. So an etching won't get all of it; it'll get most of it.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, I guess. Is there? You don't have a copy, do you?
That is my copy.
Well, but you couldn't like make another copy, could you?
No, I'm not the one who fabricated this book.
Wait, who
Actually,
is?
The author, the true author.
Who's the true author?
That would be. Hold on, I'm gonna get her name.
Who wrote Golems for Dummies?
Actually, I could make a copy of that right now.
Don't tell him that. Shh.
I'm telling Valindra.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't have the magical ability that comes with
That
the
would be Quindry the Calm.
Windry the Calm. Is that
the
that's
gold
his-
dragon.
Yes, a gold dragon.
Hey, how did you know that?
Because this is a name before.
Oh, I said,
Windry the Calm. Okay. Well, yeah, it's really
Valindra knows
interesting.
this name too.
yeah, because that's.
Just to help you along.
Gold worm that taught the etchers all they know.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. She's the one that taught the etchers.
You know your history as well.
Oh, I bet Dagra could make a copy.
I think Dacre would be more interested in making one, but what I know about these books, once something's made and like brought to life, the book is destroyed.
Well,
how
that's
about you
why.
read like 90% of the book and then we make an etching of the last 2 pages?
Yeah.
And then give it back
We
to
could try.
Anyway, this is great deal. All right, we'll take care of your book. It's all good. Okay. I think this was great day for exchanges.
As a
and,
side thought, though, is this something that we want for ourselves? Because it seems to me as though we have something he wants, and he has something we want.
What do we have that he wants?
Everything from the dragon.
That's
Quite well
true.
harvested, if I do say so myself.
I mean, he has been. Group huddle. Excuse us.
Headbutt.
victories.
He's just looking at you
Victories,
like,
hold
this
on.
is my place! What are you doing?
No, we're just hold on. This might work in your favor. He has been like super helpful to us. You guys.
He's been really helpful to us. He's
And-
given us away a lot of stuff.
So you
and
want
I-
to just give him dragon parts? I mean, I don't
I
care.
mean-
In exchange
Yeah.
for the full book.
Yeah, in exchange for the full book. And think about it. If we stay in his good graces, like he may continue to help us and give us magical items and things like that.
Do you want me to give him my dragon tooth? Will that help?
Yeah.
No,
Yes. Yes, it will.
I don't think that he would appreciate the dragon tooth the way that you do, Victor.
But it's already on necklace. He could just wear it right away, or we can
Yeah,
give him more
but-
dragon parts.
But he
From
also
my understanding, he would use it more as a material than as an item.
Varkesh approves
Yeah,
his plan.
and he says that it's not a real dragon tooth, which what does he know? But you know, it's. I feel like you would appreciate it more.
Right. He doesn't even know what dragon parts are. We could probably sell him things that even aren't dragon parts, and he wouldn't even know the difference.
I would.
Good
I
plan, Valindra.
strongly advise against
No.
that. He is a very intelligent man who is also standing right behind you.
Not
Yeah.
near, but 2 feet from you.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
So sell him everything but dragon teeth, because apparently he doesn't know what they look like.
I mean, you can.
I just whispered to Valindra, I can give him a 2. It's fine.
all right.
So cool. Let's go. Make deal. Let's get the hell out of here.
All right. Mr. Velcom, if you-
Break.
from what you didn't
That's what
possibly,
leaders- That's what leaders do, by the way. Okay, continue, Smokey.
God.
from what you possibly didn't just eavesdrop, would you be willing to trade all of the things we collected from the White Dragon in exchange for your Iron Golem tome
Hmm.
and the cloak?
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, I was waiting for someone else to take the step.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of like making the offer in the first place.
I already offered. I already crit persuasion this guy of Manta Rays. Get the hell out of here!
Which is
What are we
probably why
doing?
it's even a possibility.
Yeah. Do I get any boosts or just straight?
I got the book.
Is
Let's
anyone
get outta
helping
here.
you?
Yeah, I mean, I made the offer in the first place for a reason.
I'm going back to eat my crackers.
I mean, they're all helping.
Oh, if anyone wants to say
Crackers.
something, they can say things to help you. I mean,
Okay.
you have to.
Yeah, you know, I mean, just kind of like, I'm not planning on losing the book or anything like that. Obviously, I hope to, with full intention, return it to you. But, you know, just as more of a way to show our appreciation and putting your trust in us and for all that you've done for us so far with about the rods and everything like that. And, you know, kind of, if something does happen to the book.
And
And
we
it's
are
not like
saving
we
the
came
world.
back with little either. We have a very large amount of draconic hide. We have
You
all
could
the
practically
teeth,
build
the
your
claws.
own dragon.
We have the liver, the heart, the eyes.
Okay, go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
Yay!
Still me.
Still you.
Oh, well, okay. Here we go. 19?
19.
Ooh,
Doesn't
That's
get
pretty
too
good.
much higher.
It's only
Okay.
2 above the minimum I can roll.
All right.
Just saying your leader did it without advantage, but continue.
Okay, he looks at you very carefully and for a moment just goes, I could try a flesh golem made of dragon.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun.
I'm against this.
Seems like it would be quite powerful.
If I do this, you will have to bring me more parts. How is this? The next time you slay a dragon and infuse the essence into the rod, bring me back all of the body parts, along with the ones you've sent with me now, and I shall consider it that I will let you keep that book. But you must also make sure to continue to get me dragon parts if I need them.
How would we bring an entire dragon body to you? As far as I know, I mean, I have teleport spell on the teleportation circle, and dragons we're beating are very large and can't fit through the circle. So how would we get it to you?
If you have troubles getting all of it, then I suggest perhaps for the next one you cut off maybe the arms, or the head. Then the next one you cut off the legs. Then the last one you cut off the wings. That sort of thing. That should do just fine.
Go piecemeal, or
You were
perhaps just
getting-
make several trips.
Indeed, you can cut them up
Very
into
dark.
smaller pieces. That'll be fine. I can reassemble.
You were just a cute little eat fire gnome, and now you're turning into something.
You are talking
mean-
to like the Frankenstein right now. You know that, right?
Exactly. I'm just now getting a bit questioning.
I'm
you.
getting bad juju, guys.
Look, here's my thought on this matter. We could put that golem to good use.
I could put the
don't think
golem
I
to
could-
good use.
Exactly. Both of us could. We have something to offer in exchange, and frankly, I think it would be to our benefit to have an additional helper around.
You can
Plus, I
have the
mean,
book
guys,
if you give me dragon parts. Is that a deal? Hmm?
He has literally
Um,
created these artifacts that have been used to destroy sources of evil in the past. Why would he swap?
But
You seem concerned as to his morality here.
oh,
That's what
no,
you were
it's just-
saying.
Yeah, it's just I was thinking maybe we could get some of the parts for, I don't know, money or potion ingredients, that kind of thing.
Oh, there'll be plenty of dragons.
If you would rather do it that way, I'm
Yeah,
not the magical expert here.
yeah, and I guess he's not asking. Well, he switched from getting the entire dragon at one point to just chopping it up. So we don't have to. We can keep some parts for ourselves as long as we give him eventually a potato head of a dragon.
Yes, basically yes.
Okay, I guess I'm okay with that, guys.
I mean, I'm fine with it.
As leader of group, we accept these terms.
Brilliant.
You
Excellent.
as the leader as group, I agree.
Yes. See?
Barkesh, what?
Done.
Never
Just
mind.
like that.
As a
He's
member of this
adorable.
democratic union,
He happily
yes,
walks
this would
over
be
to
excellent.
the he happily walks over to the right size party member, the one who's just exactly his height and hand size, and goes to shake Victor's hand.
I extend my paw.
He is going to be insufferable later.
You do know that the small folk like to stick together.
He's insufferable now.
But he's adorable.
So,
Well, standing right here, I can hear you.
Valindra, you have in your possession a manual for creating a golem.
Yo!
From reading it, you would understand some of the basic properties of it. And this might be something that you will probably be taking into account, considering you might not want a shopping spree.
How much money it takes to build this thing.
Yep.
Amazing. I'm ready.
You will have to accumulate 100,000 gold pieces
Okay.
to make such a
Done.
golem.
Done.
And
you
you
have
must...
100,000 gold pieces?
You do not.
Nope.
But you will also need to spend 120 days.
Worth
Good thing
it.
you don't
Okay.
sleep.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna-
don't sleep, so you can work on that every night.
I know. Okay, so I am going to tell Victor about the cost of gold. You know, it's going to be a while. I'm going to need your help getting that much.
Fantastic. I have new goals. Yep. Fantastic.
Okay.
Ever since I saw his iron golem and I got to the controls and I pressed all the buttons, I wanted one so bad. So this is
I don't
great.
think it'll be the same as the one that we saw out there.
As long as it's anything close, it'll be great.
Does
I
it
don't
look
think
like
it'll
it's
be that
close?
large.
Does it look like it's close to the one that we fought?
It looks like a very simplified version of one.
It's going to be a lot more simple. But, you know, once I understand the basic concept of it, I can try coming up with some of my own stuff.
We
but
can
I'm,
expand on the knowledge. Yes.
I'm really not that
yes.
smart, Victor.
I could help you, Valendra.
See, now we're talking like a team.
And if you need any forging done, I can assist.
There we go. See, and I look at Rook.
I'm good with the small details. If you need anything
could stab
slotted
it.
into place,
Look
I
at
can
that. And I can make it look really cool when we're all done with painting. See, teamwork.
Racing stripes.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like a
Okay.
cheesy 80s Falcon, like
Well-
tattooed on his fucking chest.
As you all know, Victor is going to be the driver. That's what makes him the leader.
That's scary, and I don't want it to
Yes.
happen.
You know, Power Rangers, this bitch.
It's so much more effective when he's flying.
Who's got right leg?
Anyway.
Oh my god, can Winnie use it?
A giant Finnick fox. Yes.
That'd be glorious.
You can make it
Just
look like that, I suppose, yeah.
Put a
Can I-
little
Lion
carrier
Kong.
thing in the chest, make it look
Yeah.
like Winnie's piloting it the whole time.
I'm
So
your
cute.
teammate.
Just give him a little clear glass screen with like these little toys to push, but they don't do anything. He just plays in it.
He thinks he's helping. That's what's important.
Oh,
All right, are we good here, or are we bamfing out, or what are we doing?
Well, we got to empty the bag now of all of our dragon parts.
Technically, now you don't have to go to the keep if you don't want to.
Yeah, we could skip over that part. Save you some spell slots.
So we're
All right.
dumping whole white dragon out here. That's what we're doing.
Yep, let's do it.
We can go to Only and go to the bank.
Yeah,
and get
actually,
gold
would you
exchanged.
like that dropped somewhere else, or is right here fine?
Actually, as you pull out the large metal container, says, "I'll take the container." Thank you.
Hmm.
That was not part of the deal, my friend. You just want parts.
Guys,
No, we made a binding contract between sheikhs. He can
I'm
just take parts.
I'm just like
Victor,
very like
consider
gently
it,
rubbing his ears.
consider it
Going,
the friends
okay.
discount.
I feel like we're getting shafted on this deal. Varkesh was very, a cure
I
to
was-
his chest, but okay.
I was, but it's for the good of the group.
All right.
Victories will prevail.
God.
That's so great.
I hate
Okay, all right. If you're okay with the Varkesh, all right, you leave chest.
I'll be fine.
All right. So, with the party settled on giving the dragon pieces to Velcom, you now get yourself ready to teleport to Alniel.
Before we go, I just want to ask him real quick. I did ask you before we left last time. I know it was really soon about like stories and things like that you had on my mom. Did you have a chance to like write any down or anything?
I didn't write anything down, and I certainly tried with what little I had, but there wasn't much. Most of the information that was known about it was pretty well recorded in Alniel. From my first-hand experience, I could tell you the story of it, but it would be a
Well,
bit boring.
Not necessarily that story. I just meant. I mean, you said you guys were friends. Like what did she like to do? Like, what made her laugh? Did she want kids? I mean,
Oh, I never asked her about that, but when we would spend our nights together, she would have a lot of fun watching a few of us play some games. She was very good at shooting. We would have things where we'd throw competitions of shooting things in the air, and she would knock them out. Or we would try to, give her a trick. I once tried to make her believe an illusion was real, but she was able to see through it and got the right target. She was very clever, very keen. She was an animal lover. I remember her having a few pets that she kept with her at times, but for the most part, she
what?
was very calm and pleasant. So what?
Like what kind of animals?
Oh, the pets? Oh, well, the druid was very keen on keeping many animals with him. He liked to, Oh, thank you for the cheers, Kyle. But he had a very keen interest in bringing some of those creatures along with us, and occasionally he would, he would give them a bit more consciousness, in a way.
Don't like the sound of that.
He awoke them. He allowed them to be at our level of thinking. So we had a few talking animals occasionally. She would be the one to take care of them for the most part. She would be calling them in and feeding them and petting them and grooming them for quite a lot of the time. He thought it was a bit more of a demeaning position, but they didn't mind. They thought it was nice to get the attention.
Now that animals could talk.
Oh,
You have some
yes,
really fucking
yes.
weird friends.
He had one particular individual, a little chipmunk, if I recall, who did most of the talking for him when he decided to no longer return to the civilized world.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just, like stories like that, like little, just whatever you can think about, or like favorite
Well, if you
food.
asked him, he'd be the most likely to tell you much, because he spent most of his time with her. They were the closest of the friends. I spent most of my time studying. But they
Wait,
were the
no.
ones that talked.
Did you say chipmunk?
Yes, a chipmunk, a small little thing.
It's Bath Bear.
Big pardon?
Nuh-uh.
No, just ignore me entirely.
Bath Bear didn't have a chipmunk.
All right, guys, we're circling up.
Wait, did he?
Are we holding hands?
Well, the one thing he was going to tell you just at the very end is he said that he preferred to stay in his animal form near the end. He didn't like the civilized world after the end of the whole thing, and he stayed in this large bear-like form for the most of the time. So that's what he would have told you at the very end before.
Oh boy! All right.
Oh
okay,
my!
cool.
No!
Ah.
No!
Oh dear. I believe he may have been in Trilok.
Wait! I'm gonna scry on him real quick. Right now, I'm scrying.
Okay.
Okay, hold up on the spell. I need 10 minutes.
Before anyone spills the beans, everyone be quiet. She's focusing. All right, so
And it's a druid. It's gonna have a good.
thank you for the follow. It's really crazy, Casey. Or it's really Casey. Sorry, God, I'm so bad at reading. Yes, that's the name of the person. Anyways, 1 second. So we need a wisdom saving throw from the druid. Let me quickly
Please roll bad.
Really bad.
I know he's a druid, but please roll bad.
Another
Natural
natural
one.
one.
Wow.
Heck yeah.
Amazing.
How am I rolling so
Oh,
shit for these guys?
You know,
Say it.
we've
It's
rolled
the
badly the
reverse.
past 8 sessions. It's about
That's
damn
fair.
time.
I
Every
swear to
single
God,
fucking
it's
time you
like
scry at us, it always gets through. So
all
I
these
have no
saving throws, I
reactions.
just keep failing. Anyways, okay. So you would see that the
Oh my God.
scrying actually takes you to a person. You recognize the bear, and you can see as you scry in what appears to be this location that is drawn towards Deepwood. You notice that as it goes closer there and it begins to hone in, you notice that there is a bear that is moving throughout the forest, trying to move as fast as it can. But you do eventually see a small little chipmunk on his shoulder that seems to be in a bit more of a lively nature and is actually talking. And you can hear him just going, ah, hurry up, we gotta go, quick, they're right behind us, oh, they're gonna come. You can see he's a little bit frantic and a bit more of like a peppy thing. But as you kind of look up and behind, you can see there are people and there's a party that is pursuing him. There is a force that is continuing to harass and hound him. And as you stare and watch at this scene, you notice that one of the individuals leading this hunt is a very recognizable face. You see Lilith, the monk, the one who stunned Rook for many a turn in the battle at the field, is
That
chasing
hoe should
down
be
the
dead.
druid.
Oh,
Awesome.
Oh, golly.
I like how the chipmunk's calling the shots.
One more quick question. Did I see any kind of evidence of other Kenku or anything like that around him? Because he was in the temple with the Kenku.
At the moment, you didn't see that. What you saw was a single creature, him, leading them off and away as far as he could from what appears to be some pursuing party. You don't know. He could maybe leading people away from somewhere else. He could be trying to distract them. He could be trying to keep them at bay. It's hard to tell, but you definitely see that as a druid, knowing that they can probably shift form, and he's choosing not to shift. There might be a reason behind this, but currently, right now, he is running on the ground with a chipmunk behind him, kind of giving him a little bit more of a backside seat driving alert warnings.
Oh boy. Okay.
Is everything all right? What's wrong?
You guys know that great party that we had, an encounter with in the middle with like there's the ring and the rod and all that, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow,
the one,
yes.
the one I
Very
hit with a
specific,
trebuchet.
Sure.
Yeah, they are chasing what was his name again?
That's there.
Hold on.
Rexon.
Yes.
Rexon.
Yes.
They're chasing Rexon right now.
They're chasing Rexon right now. But Brooke, I mean, they're chasing Rexon. He was in Trilak.
The whole temple he was staying in was destroyed. Unfortunately, that just means he relocated beforehand.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you know, he was with your group. I mean, it's possible he took some of them with him.
Though, I did tell Miriam to try to get some of our people to a safe house.
It's possible.
I know. I couldn't remember the name off the top of my head. Whatever I thought it might be.
Maggie.
Maggie, that's the one.
Maggie.
Yeah, like Magpie. I got it. I did tell Maggie to get some of her people away to a safe house if possible.
It's possible. I mean,
It's a hope. It's something.
Is your friend
But
in
I
trouble?
think we had best see if we can help him.
Yeah. Falcom, do
He's-
you want your friend's in trouble? Do you want to help?
Sorry, what? Who? What's the problem?
Rexon.
Rexon?
He's being
Yes.
attacked.
By who?
By
A group we had the misfortune of meeting that almost killed us.
they work for Draken.
Where is he?
In the Greenwood Forest, right?
Deepwood.
Technically,
Deep
you
in
don't know exactly. You know it's somewhere in the
Sure.
woods south of Trilak.
Somewhere in the woods south of Trilak. If I had to guess, I would probably guess the Deepwood because it borders. It's the closest one to Trilak.
So what are we waiting for? Can't we just bamf there now? What are we doing?
I don't know exactly where he is. That's the problem.
He's
And even if
very
I did,
adept.
Smokey doesn't.
He can take care of himself. If he is being chased by someone, he should be able to fly away.
He's staying in his bear form.
He must have a reason. I trust him. He's a strong individual. He can't be taken down easily. If he truly needed my help, he would send me a message.
At that moment, a message. No.
You got mail.
There it is.
If you could, send us a message. If he sends you a message, if we're not,
I can inform you, yes. I will send him a message shortly to make sure everything is all right with him.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
curious.
Well, if we go to Alniel, I can't get us to where he is now. I could try to do a shot in the dark.
Ooh.
Maybe
Oh,
a shot in the dark.
Oh boy.
We don't know enough about where he is, and I mean, Deepwood doesn't seem like the safest place to just suddenly
So hold on.
appear into.
So there's someone in trouble that needs our help and needs rescuing, and we're not going to try to save this person who's very important.
Well,
Well, as the leader of this group, I think that this is a bad decision. We should do it right now. And I look over at Smokey.
Well, Vulcan says he's not in trouble and he's very capable.
Well, he managed to escape Drydark. So he's probably got some skills.
We also don't know where he is.
True.
You just said he's in the woods, deep woods, south of
Do you-
Trilak. Yes.
Do you know how big the deep woods are?
I look at Smokey. What do you need to make for specific teleportation? You just need to know person. Yes.
No,
Object,
that's
place,
not how
thing.
it works. I mean, yes, but we don't have that.
You see that the little gnome comes up and puts a hand on Smokey, looking at you, Victor. It's very dangerous for anyone to try and teleport to a place they've never been to, let alone one he has no idea as to exactly where he is. It's very unlikely you'll find any way to get to him.
I think this guy's a hero. He should be okay.
He should
And
be
if
fine, and at the worst
he's-
case, he should be able to jump into a tree.
And
We
if
beat them with them.
he's not, Velcom can send us a message and we can go check on him tomorrow, but that would still give us a full day to prepare in Alniel, getting things, because we faced this group before,
We killed
beat
2 of them. Well, 3 of them technically.
which I'm out of character. I should have still been blasting the ass off that monk because my Eldritch Blast is 300-foot range.
It wasn't at that time. I don't think you had that invocation yet.
No, I had it.
But,
I'm just
Oh.
dumb and don't know how to play D&D.
Well, that's okay, because the monk travels at over 100 feet every turn.
Just
Yeah.
that
Could've gotten-
stupid ass ability to just negate.
And
death.
she
Could've died
still
4
had,
times.
she still
5
had,
times.
she still had like 3 key points left to avoid death.
I'm still mad at myself for not doing that. Anyway, so I think we should go to Alniel and stock up on everything we need in order to go get this rod and cold iron and maybe think about maybe we could get a map of Deepwood Forest. Rook, did your family have some kind of second location in Deepwood or anything like that?
Did they?
No.
No, nothing like that.
So we don't even know where to begin. Okay.
It seems a
mean-
wise course of action your friend is telling you to do. I would recommend, yes. Follow her choice. Get the rods. You need them to power yourselves. If you do not have them, you shall be very weak and incapable of taking on these forces.
I mean, Victor, I don't like it any more than you do. Trust me, I would love to help this guy. But I feel like jumping in there blindly is just going to lead to more problems.
Yes, but perhaps if we help him and we find this monk, we might be able to get the information out of. But that's okay. We'll just let the bear die. It's fine. Let's go get the rods.
He's an accomplished hero in his own right. He can certainly escape, and if not, as
Mhm.
Vilcom said, he'd be able to get word out.
Yep.
Circle up.
Hold
Victor.
hands, everybody.
Victor, do you have a house in Alniel, right?
What?
Didn't we establish that you had when we met you in Alniel? You had to go to your house to grab something, and that was a whole thing.
No.
Yep.
No.
No.
I
No.
swear.
Not in
house.
Olniel. Not in
Damn.
Olniel.
Damn. Does anyone have anything from Alniel?
It's like I have a house. What?
Um,
I think I still
Yes.
have some-
I think
What-
Varkesh still has something.
Ooh, what would that be?
I think it's
I'm
made
drawing
of
a blank.
I think it's made of metal.
I'm a forge cleric. Be a bit more specific.
I mean,
You
I'm
purchased
from
metal.
Alniel.
that
That's
that
true.
whip that Victor carries.
That's true.
Wait,
That
no,
was also
from
bought in
elsewhere, wasn't
Alniel.
it?
No, that was in our last shopping trip to Alniel.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deal.
All right.
Yeah.
I will focus on said whip.
All right.
Before we all circle up, Varkish is going to avoid every single shadow to get to the circle.
Okay.
Just being careful. It's good thoughts.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, as you see Varkesh being a little bit more careful with his steps, you gather up, and once more, linking hands, you then suck yourself into that very tight filling space before you emerge out. Now, in Alniel, with the associated objects, you emerge in the human district, in the area right where the trading happens, in the hustle and bustle of all these sudden people looking about as you appear, and they all kind of gasp and look around as they're a little shocked as they see you, and they're kind of stepping away, some of them staring, some of them kind of getting distance from you, but there's a little bit of like a, oh god.
Yeah.
That worked well. Hopefully this time we won't be accused of murder and arrested immediately upon.
As people are staring at us in fear, we start mentioning murder.
Should be
Yeah.
fun.
So where do we want to go first? We want to go to Jin? Do we want to go Lulu? That way we can go shopping as well. What do you guys think?
Maybe we should go to Lulu, give her a shopping list so she can start working on it, and then go to Jin and talk to him, and then meet back up with Lulu.
Yeah, and by the way, because I can't cast the mansion, so I imagine we're staying with Jin tonight.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, if you don't mind, guys, I'm just gonna do a little bit of shopping, a bit of me time. While you go and deal with Lulu and Jin, I'll just be meandering around. I'm kind of hungry. Maybe I want to get something to drink.
Do you perhaps want to find shady spot or somewhere we can divvy up all of our gold now?
That's a good point.
All right. So
Back at Jin Tritz would be the best place to do that, where there are not fewer prying eyes, but few that can get into the building.
Right. That's what I was saying. You'll find a nice, secure location, and perhaps we divvy this all out real quick.
So Jin's first, divide up gold, then go see Lulu.
Yep.
all right, let's go to Jin's.
And go.
You actually could easily divide up the gold without anyone noticing you here.
I was thinking about that. Yeah.
You really don't need to go to Jin's. To go through the process, you can, if you want, but yeah, you could easily go off to the side where no one's really walking and just quickly hand things out.
So how much did everybody get?
So a new street urchin can see us passing around more gold than most aristocrats have, with no fucking problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Everyone gets 7,000 gold each.
Jesus.
Oh gosh, how much was that again?
7,000.
7,000.
7,000?
Yep.
Holy for Jesus! Oh
That
my
puts me
gosh.
way over carrying capacity.
Yeah, I'm going to be going to the bank and transferring mine to platinum because I've got 15, 4, 5 free gold coins.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to do something similar.
I am
We-
over carrying
we-
capacity as well. Holy
Yeah.
shit!
We can do that at the Traders Guild. So the four of us will go to the Traders Guild, and Varkesh will go off on his own, apparently.
All right. So,
And as I do, I walk away and I avoid every building, shadow, and every dark place possible, making my journey that much longer.
I'm gonna follow him without him being seen.
In
Nice.
the shadows.
I was expecting Rook to do that.
okay. Rook, you want to follow Varkesh?
Yep.
Okay.
Without him be seeing me.
Make a stealth check.
As I see him take off after Varkesh, I'm like,
All right.
Rook, follow Varkesh.
Varkesh, you can make a perception check.
I think it's passive, though,
He's
because
pretty good at that. It would be passive in this case, because he has no reason to believe that one of us would be following him.
I've traveled with you enough. I think I definitely know that you would follow me.
I've never followed you and have been weird before.
It would
Well,
be.
there's that.
It would not be actually technically looking out for you. Varkesh is doing another perception check for something else, but he might spot you while he's looking for something.
Well, my passive
Yeah, fair.
15. My passive 15. My passive number is
One more time.
15.
One more time. There you go.
It worked in the end.
Numbers and words.
do a check.
Yeah, this is for what you're going out to find, and you might spot him on the way. Ooh, you have problems. All right,
I will
so.
use a die of inspiration.
Oh, okay. All right, using that.
Oh jeez. Oh believe jeez.
Hey,
21.
21.
much better.
All right.
Oh, that couldn't have gone much better, actually.
All
You're
right.
able to find what you need, but you don't see Rook.
So, Varkesh.
The best of both worlds.
Everybody
know-
wins.
How,
On the victories.
just-
On the team victories, everybody wins.
team victory.
Write that down.
With Varkash's Rooks following me in the shadows, right?
I suppose he would be.
Okay.
Typically.
Okay. As Rook sticks to the shadows that surround
Running through the
Varkesh.
crowds is necessary.
Sure, yeah, but keeping to the shadows, Varkesh makes his way down towards the Traders District, and as he continues to press on, looking very closely and carefully, he does seem to spot what he's looking for as he begins to approach it. And that's where we're going to end for today.
Good. Okay.
So
That's
you-
what I said.
So you'll see where Varkesh has been going and why he's been so dodgy with maybe perhaps these shadows.
Awesome.
Interesting little things perhaps will be coming your way, but we'll also see how well Rook will handle some of the problems that follow along.
Awesome.
Be a party. Looking forward
Oh,
to
there's going to be some fun. You split the party, but you
Well-
split it in the best way possible.
If there's a
Okay.
problem with the shadows, I feel like Varkesh would have told us about it.
it. It
and
sounds
if
like
not,
an issue that could
He
be
really
emanating-
should have told us about it, because shadows are fucking everywhere.
And
Well-
one of us literally relies on them to make contact
I
with
will-
their patron.
I will say this, technically, one of you doesn't even cast a shadow.
Yeah.
So he's
That's
probably
me.
okay being next to Valindra.
That's me.
Valindra is the safe person.
I'm safe.
Safe.
I have no shadow.
She's safe space. But yes, thank you all for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed, and we shall, of course, return again at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sunday for us to continue on. We might have a few people missing, but we will press on as best we can in hopes that maybe perhaps they will be able to join us. So, please keep your eyes out, and thank you for joining. Hope you get more Total Tabletop points to spend and influence the game, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining.